All
Yep,
right.
you're
So
about to be boosted.
boosted. All right. So yeah. Let's do a quick recap from previous scribe Chomsky, if you don't mind.
I can do that. Let me switch over my notebooks.
Excellent.
Cool. So, it looks like that we started this. We spent a good portion of last week on trying to figure out how to bring Carl back. He was trapped in the mirror. We ended up going through all the different portals or all the different rooms in the mirror, and we found a bunch of demons. Saw a few other characters, a gnome, I believe, um, an angel, um, and a Shatterkai sort of folk. We finally figured out how to get Carl out. We got Carl out. When we heard somebody in the shadows approaching us, and it turns out the person approaching us, knew Sister Adeline, um, from way back when. But that's really great because we didn't have to fight anybody then. Um, Eventually, Remy and Adeline made a deal with the angel who we are calling Alana Bright Flame, is going to help us find our friends and get off of this plane. Uh, what happened after that? Oh, Lark, our new friend, talked to the Drow again, and we ended up having Rune switch places with the Drow named Kuvara. And Kuvara's helping us escape while Rune enjoys her cookies and books inside of the little room. And then as we were exploring the dungeon, we ran into some vampire sort of creatures. Mm,
Uh,
mm.
are you there?
Can this any better?
Yeah, that's a little bit better. Although,
Cool.
yeah, you sound more clear now.
Cool. So then we started fighting these vampire creatures. Uh, and we fought them off. I think Uslag fell in love with one of the vampires. Um,
Not on purpose.
accidentally fell in love with one of the
Temporarily.
vampires. Temporarily, accidentally
So
fell in love.
those
She will
darn
make sure that everyone
vampires.
knows
Um, Trust. And uh, yeah, the assassin. I have Art Relic, suggested Art Relic as the person who has all of our adventuring gear.
I think it's Arlen Relic.
Arden, Arden, Arden relic.
All right. Well,
that.
all
So
right.
see, all of our stuff in a museum.
Yeah, I know, right? That's what
Yeah, it belongs in a museum. So yes, you were kind of fighting your way through here, trying to figure out how to deal with the Night Walker so that your allies below could bring the shields down. But people are starting to get weary because, yeah, they're running out of resources. So the group's sort of hoping to find some way to rest. And did we just get a lark in here?
Yeah, he's here.
All right, sweet.
Yeah,
Hello.
Lux and
Sweet.
Hello.
Greetings.
Greetings.
All right, I'm gonna turn him up a little because Lark is coming in a little low for me. All right. So as I was saying, it is. Where is it? It is Remy's turn to scribe, so he'll be scribing. Adeline is
scribing.
quartermaster, and the group I don't think has any type of leader yet.
We're an autonomous collective.
An autonomous collective. I mean, as long as people are okay giving me group actions when I ask for them, we don't have to have a leader. I just know some groups I say, what are you going to do? And they all just going to go quiet for 10 minutes.
I personally vote Adeline.
Adeline?
If no one has, I'll vote for her.
Thank you, but I don't want to be the leader.
She does not want. So
The
we can.
leader on Tuesdays.
All right, then I vote Usalog.
I think we should wait till we're a full complement, to be honest, and we know each other a little better.
Well, like I said, as long as you guys give me your actions, I'm fine with not having a leader. Because it's not an.
Remy will do it.
It's not an in-game leader. It's not an actual role in-game.
Yeah, but it is sort of, because when people can't futzing around, that person can be like, "We open the left door." So
sure.
Yeah.
I get that.
All right.
I still think we should wait another 2 till we get that last person.
That is fine. We don't have to fill it for now. I just might keep asking every week. Because I might forget and just be like, we don't have a leader yet. So we'll put that off for now. So it is the 63rd of fall at 6:30 p.m. You've just finished the fight. Everyone's, like I said, maybe feeling a bit tired from the wear and tear of the ongoing battles. What does the group want to do?
Would you mind throwing us
Can
on?
we? Yeah, thank you.
That is a good point. Hang on. There you go. Back to the dungeon.
We still haven't discovered, or we haven't searched to the south of this intersection.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Am I remembering that
I
correctly?
think we were thinking southeast corner. There were areas.
Yeah.
So how do we get there?
Well, my vote is because isn't this is where the people that we left, who you wouldn't let me murder, then got turned, right? And then we fought them here, and this is the intersection that we never actually explored down here.
Shara would also say the stairwell's nearby. If we want, we can maybe retreat to the 3rd floor as a place to rest safely.
Chauncey, you were breaking up a little. No. We came from this way over here. We came to this intersection, and this is where we had the whole conversation.
No, I meant before we were imprisoned.
Oh.
It's the 3rd floor is where we came in, right?
Yeah, the 3rd floor stairwell is up here.
We had asked where Arlen Relic's office was, and we were told it was in the southwest corner or the southeast corner of this floor, right?
But
that is what the assassin woman mentioned, yes.
Yeah. So that gets my vote. I think we want to find Arlen Relic's office.
Yes, but can I just want to, I think we may have potentially forgotten, I was dragged up from the lower level, and there was a secret door that I saw, or a secret entrance that we literally haven't even gotten to. That's what brought us all the way down here, and then we got distracted.
I think you may have actually found that already.
I don't think we found.
That was.
We found it.
That was over here. That secret room up here that you all found. I might not have mentioned it at the time, but that was the southwestern one, near the leather worker shop.
Yeah, that was still hanging on to me, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, so you had found that one.
We're going.
So rest or continue exploring?
What are you saying, Carly?
I'm all for going to get our stuff, but
Cool.
maybe a rest. It depends on whether this Arden relic is still in there and if he's been turned into a vampire.
True. Although they said he was away from the prison right now.
Oh.
Didn't they?
I believe that someone you bumped into may have mentioned that. I don't remember who, but the fact that you mentioned it makes me think one of my NPCs said it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know why else you know that. Unless you just guessed
Didn't we?
it and tricked me right now.
No, someone said it.
Okay.
Didn't we also get the notification from our friend upstairs that the anti-life rune was working now?
Yeah, that is or I should that
Shara.
is Shara who's with you now. She
So if
came
we're gonna
down and
take a
let you know.
rest, I suggest we go upstairs.
Doesn't sound like too long of a trek.
I mean, I'd rather we'd have things to clear. I mean, we could go back to the secret room if we wanted to rest. That seemed.
But wasn't there still the miasma coming in there?
Yeah, but we have amulets to protect us against the miasma.
And we climbed
I
on boxes and stuff, right?
Shara says the protection or protected area would be more to keep the vampires at bay because they could still be wandering around this place.
So we could barricade ourselves in that.
That's why.
yeah. If we're gonna do
or go ahead. Sorry.
a whole 8 hours, I would feel much more comfortable in an anti-life bubble with another, ally.
I would rather not leave this floor.
You want to take an 8-hour rest in? You want to take an 8-hour rest down here?
Barricaded in a broom closet. Sounds great. They would never look for us there.
Really, it's like in that. Like that's. We're about to rest for more time than the whole time that we've been down here.
Yeah. Well, no, we've been down here for days, but.
Well,
On our most recent adventure.
You've been in the miasma for several hours now. You've been imprisoned for a couple of days for sure.
What if we check out this last spot and then take a rest? Or get up to the third floor to take a rest?
I can be down for that. I just I just have like this strong sense to not take a rest in the miasma. Plus, there's the big shade walker who is just roaming the halls. I don't know.
I admit it does make me a little nervous too, but I'm sure it'd be fine.
All the NPCs are looking at the people suggesting to rest on this floor with odd look. And Shara would say, I'm actually, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm kind of with the crazy one. I don't think we should rest in the miasma with the death creature walking about these halls.
But the miasma was upstairs earlier, and so there's lots of potential for monsters and undead up there as well.
He says, well, like I said, I did the ritual to bar the miasma and the vampires from crossing, so the third floor is protected from undead, or at least it should be. I don't know if it would keep the Night Walker at bay, but I think the vampires would be unable to cross.
They wouldn't be able to cross. Wasn't there miasma up there already?
Yes, but it can't cross the sigils I created, so we would have a safe spot.
No, but there might have been undead there already when you created the barrier, so they can't cross either, but they're stuck up there.
She says, that is true. They couldn't get to us because of the barrier, or at least, like I said, the vampires couldn't, but they would still be up there. I guess I'm more worried about the Night Walker down here. The angel says, if the fiend comes upon us, we shall slay it. And she kind of grasps at her sword, which flares up a bit.
Not only that, but the Nightwalker is trapped on this floor if we're to believe that. Hello, we met. I vote upstairs. I may be slightly crazy, but I'm not crazy enough to risk my own life, and I don't personally feel like sleeping in any of this stuff, even if we do have our shiny little amulets.
But we've been all around this floor, and most of the rooms are clear now. I don't understand if we were to hide behind the secret door. I don't think the
Insight
night
check.
particularly bright. You were able to fool him with your illusions, so I guess.
But I won't be able to be awake.
have enough magic to clear a whole floor up there?
We don't have to clear a whole floor. We were very close to the to where the sigil was being laid. Like right before we went down the stairs, she was maybe 75 yards
I'm so
from where the
confused.
ladder was.
Come on. Lou, there's a whole
Mhm.
floor upstairs the same size as this, presumably, right? That we came down through.
Not exactly the same size, but it's pretty big, yeah.
Okay. And there was miasma up there.
Yes.
And she just put a sigil at the top of the stairs so that something couldn't cross from one floor to the other.
Yeah.
There was a
We didn't clear that
there was a
floor.
sigil that was pre-existing. It didn't have the.
You mostly cleared the upstairs floor, actually. I think you explored the whole thing. But you would
Is that
just...
where we were imprisoned up there?
Yes. You came from upstairs to down here, and that's where she said, go on without me, I'm going to stay behind and do this
Yeah,
ritual.
I remember all that. I'm just thinking, like, you know, I don't know that one floor is any safer than the other with the exception of the Nightwalker, that's my point.
Well, yeah, that's kind of, like I said, up to you all. If you,
So, but what the reason why it'll be more safe is she just came down and told us that she was able to reactivate the anti-life rune, which was right at the top of the stairs, maybe 75
Right, I
feet.
get that, but what I'm saying is nothing from down here can get up there, but there's already
No. Only the Nightwalker can't get up. Well, actually,
Well, so she said
but
that vampires should be kept at bay by the magical sigil now. The Nightwalker probably wouldn't be. The vampires up there would also be kept at bay. So
from
if there are,
getting down here.
well, from going into the area that she's protected.
so we can
It's
go rest.
it's not just the 5 foot square. It's like a whole area that she made safe, like a
Okay, I thought
radius.
this was blocking the way.
So, yeah. What do you all want to do? Do you want to try to rest down here? Do you want to go up there?
I
Do you want to
vote
explore?
my
It's
one
starting to
vote
sound like
upstairs.
upstairs might be a better idea if the angel says so.
The angel says, "I wish we, or I think we should go fight this Nightwalker, defeat the evil, and clear this place of darkness." And the assassin just says, "That
Said the night.
seems dangerous."
Well, I say upstairs. I think we either way is going to be dangerous, but I would feel a little bit more comfortable.
I'm gonna say to Shara, was there a room that seemed safe? Because we don't have room to make the dome for us anymore, so we'd need some place that was hidden.
She says, "There's the torture room, which the vampires shouldn't be able to get into. My only concern, if the Nightwalker can get up there, I don't know how we would keep it at bay." We could take a look, but if we stay down here, the miasma will be everywhere. I don't know what kind of prolonged effects that might have on us, even with the protection amulet.
I truly sounds like we might be just fine if we go upstairs and we're inside the aura of the anti-life shell. I don't think we might have to hide at all. I'm actually willing to lay out on the ground, spread eagle right there. If it makes you feel any better, Adelaide.
Nothing about that makes me feel better anyway. That's a strange thing to be suggesting.
Oh, come now. How do you sleep at night?
Not
Are
spread
you?
eagle.
Try it sometime.
It's very relaxing.
It's making me very uncomfortable. Well, the Nightwalker could come up though, so yeah. Well, you know what? I'll follow Uslog. Uslog, if you think that it would be better. A Lark and Chomsky. Do you have thoughts?
I would say that it's as you said, there is no particular benefit to staying down here or up there, other than there is a protected area up there that we know about. And given the chance to sleep somewhere where we know the vampires can't get us, versus sleeping somewhere that they perhaps could, I think that it is statistically safer to spend our time sleeping in such a space. But I have not been here nearly as long as you have.
Carl would shrug. I don't know. Does Chomsky say anything?
You know, it seems like we're gonna have an adventure either way. So this upstairs kind of does seem safer being out of the miasma, but we were able to get around it before.
Well, whatever we do, we should do it quickly, because being out here just in the middle of the hallway probably isn't good.
I don't like staying in one place too long here. Let's go.
So shall we dash then?
I don't know about dashing necessarily. That seems unnecessarily noisy. Lou, do the vampires leave behind like bodies or essence, or what is the situation with them?
So the vampires left behind a dust. The undead creatures when you slew them.
If there is anybody who is interested in collecting this stuff for some purpose, I would be about it. Otherwise, it would be best to scatter it or perhaps hide it in a room so that way it's not clear that we've slain them here.
Does anyone have religion training? Sorry.
In fact, I do.
So if you have religious training, you know that vampire dust can be used in a host of recipes.
It might be very useful, I suppose, but if you think so, but we don't have anything to carry it in. All of our vials are gone.
Then in that case, I would say that the best move would be to disperse it so that way any passers-by would not think that anything had transpired here.
Remy, hearing you say that, will just kind of look over his shoulder, point his hands toward the ground, and cast Prestidigitation and basically leaf blower the ashes everywhere.
Right.
That'll work.
So
Adeline will brush all the ashes off of her robes that you just.
There's only so much I can do
I just picture
as
Remy
he's
with
leaf blowing.
yeah, I picture him with like the ear cover is on with like the leaf blower.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right.
What is that? The little jester pieces.
So the ashes are scattered, no longer having any type of consistency in this area.
Shall we head upstairs then?
Yeah.
All right.
I've been here so long I forgot which way is upstairs.
It's the same stairwell that went down and was blocked, right?
I think it's
I think it was
no.
just
So there's the stairwell
way.
here that goes down. That's blocked. Last you checked, the stairwell up here that you came through should be open. Although you haven't looked at it recently.
let's go see.
Shara just came that way, though.
Shara came that way a couple of, I think, hours ago. When she came to meet the group. Where were you? You were... I forget exactly where you were, but yeah.
She came after Lark, but...
No, she came before Lark. I think she met you I think she met you in the leatherworker room. She came down there in spider form, then transformed.
I dropped my torch again somewhere. I'll just rip this torch off the wall if I can.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just ripping all the torches off the wall.
Taking this torch. So when you get over here, Shara would say, do you all hear that?
We heard people in this room when we passed by here for the first time.
Oh, this is where the wraiths were.
Yeah, we didn't kill those wraiths. We only scared them away.
Shara
I think we
Is that what you
snuck.
say?
I think we snuck past them.
No, I turned undead and scared them away.
Yeah, you killed, I think, some of them. Like, there's still some of the Wraith essence here, and the others were scared away. But actually, does anyone have a past perception of 16 or over?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. If you do, you would hear, again, whispers coming from this room.
Coming from this here.
Yeah, from the door.
In here?
Yes, because I don't
This
think you
this
opened that door
no,
before.
we didn't.
Yeah, I
This is the door
remember.
that we decided not to skip
Yeah.
because it was too close.
Anyone hear that?
We hadn't had good luck with opening doors during that time either.
We don't want to leave any doors unopened, though, I think, but I mean, we are
So
going to come back down here.
I certainly would not like to leave any enemies behind us. Better to fight something that is in front of you than to fight something behind.
I'm just gonna put you in a wall if you don't
Put who in a wall?
put a 3 by 3 wall centered on there, so that it catches up here, down to here, and they're just in an illusionary wall. So if they want to open the door and potentially retreat, it'll just look like they're in a brick wall.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. So is someone going in that room, or are you gonna continue on past it?
I'd like to listen at the door.
I'm going to hold up my hand and creep closer and listen at the door.
I have my light crossbow prepared in a covering stance.
I will
20 is my passive.
join that point.
So you go up to the door and you hear what sounds like a woman whispering some kind of gibberish, almost like words you don't understand. Either she's talking really low or what she's saying doesn't make any sense to you. But it sounds like a female voice.
Okay. I'll come back over to the group.
Some sort of woman, female voice. I don't know what she's saying. It could be some sort of incantation, or perhaps it could be madness.
Best
I
we
think
check it out.
we also heard her on our way down. We also heard, I don't know if we heard a woman's voice, but we definitely heard whispering. So is it possible she's been whispering this entire time?
Could be another torture victim.
Well, sounds like it's time for you to save another victim.
Or Carl.
One way or the other.
Should we have Carl open this door?
That sounds good to me.
All right. Carl's gonna open the door. Well, he's gonna try to open the door.
All right, so Carl would push the door open. The whispering would stop, and a voice says, "It would seem I have visitors."
Carl's gonna take a step back.
All right. Well, the door is open.
Carl stepping back through the illusion.
Yep.
Yes, it looks like.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, that's
Homer
right.
and
So
Three.
as you enter the room,
Oh, wow.
you would
Those were not there
see.
before.
Yeah, you would see one light in this room that isn't doing much to light the area. It seems like there's miasma in the room up to a point where there are several corpses on the floor, laying dead. It looks like their throats have been slit, and a woman is standing in between them, as it looks like the corpses are somehow keeping the miasma at bay. She looks over to Lark and smiles and says, "Has someone come to rescue me?" Now that the door is open, Remy, this voice sounds familiar to you.
Oh fuck! How?
It sounds like one of the, well, it sounds like the woman who had been torturing you while you were upstairs.
Um, excuse me, Adeline. I think I know that voice.
A friend of yours, Remy?
So
Oh, hello.
she says, "Ah, hello again, child. I'm glad to see you're doing well." And she smiles at you.
Insight check. Is she glad to see I'm doing well?
Sure, give me an insight check.
I bad at that.
Yeah, it seems like it. Like,
Oh.
oh, that's kind. That's nice of her. But yeah, she has a bit of a. You would notice, Lark, that she has a bit of a deranged look. She seems to be channeling some sort of magic through the corpses that is keeping all the miasma from getting to her.
Okay. Does she appear to be living or less
She
so?
does, unless it's hard to tell because she does look ashen and has a bit of a maddened look to her eye, almost like a vampire might look. But
If you call that living.
yeah,
Would
here, let
would
me.
I?
I'll give you a picture of her
Oh shit.
because you can
Can
kind of
I
see her there, but
can I recognize what spell she's casting? Like, or if she's casting a spell?
it looks like she's doing some sort of ritual. Do you have Arcana?
I don't, but I'm actually fucking
Chomsky
stupid
does.
as hell.
I do. I'm standing there.
Oh, the only reason I wonder is because
Oh wow. Yeah, she looks fine.
Yeah, no, she's cool. Cool.
So she definitely
I
looks like she's doing some kind of magic, as one of her hands is glowing and the energy is kind of moving through the corpses. Though you can't tell if
it's
she's channeling energy through the corpses or sapping energy from them.
do I feel like I could potentially counterspell what she's doing is basically what I'm trying to get to.
At this point, the spell is active, so the ritual's going. You don't think you could counter it.
Okay. Okay.
You said that you were hoping perhaps someone was here to rescue you. What is your name?
She says, "My name is Niara Frost, and yes, I was hoping some kind soul would come along and save me from this predicament I'm in. As you can see, it's quite the mess everywhere, and the shadows just keep trying to get closer."
Lou,
Yes.
do those bodies look like they were Shatter Kai?
Yes. It looks like someone cut their throat and laid them out here.
They look like basically her coworkers as opposed to prisoners?
Uh, Probably. I mean, they still have their things on them, so you don't think they were prisoners.
Would you mind terribly describing to me the particulars of your situation? I can tell that there are these bodies here that appear to be subduing the miasma in some fashion, but I must admit that I'm not an expert on this place, and I could use the education.
Of course. What do you wish to know, my handsome rescuer?
You
Insight.
mentioned that things are quite a mess. Do you mind me asking if those bodies were like that when you got here, or if you made them so?
Well, once the void energy started sweeping through this place, I had no choice but to protect myself. And to protect myself, I needed life essence. I just used what was close by.
You sacrificed your companions?
Yes, and their sacrifice will be remembered.
If you get touched by the void energy,
She says, "If I get touched by the void energy, I fear things will not end well for me."
just you?
She looks at you funnily and says, "Well, I have seen what it does to others, so I would guess that those around me would have to deal with a stark raving mad undead. I would guess it wouldn't be good for anyone."
I see.
Indeed. And these bodies, they are absorbing the miasma so that it does not contact you. Is this correct?
Not as much absorbing, more channeling it around me, keeping it at bay. She says, "Tell me, is Arden Relic still here? Did he survive?"
We were told that he's not in the prison. Do you know differently?
I'm not sure. I was just curious. He does seem to have a knack for getting out of sticky situations.
Insight check.
Uh, she seems
That's
like
right.
she's
24.
telling the truth. Yeah, 24, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you know about this Arden relic? Is he a friend of yours?
Can I jump up, tap Lark on the shoulder, and give him some guidance?
Sure, you can chant and touch him, giving him a bonus to another or to his next check. Or she would say, Relic is one of the favored of the Shadowlord worshippers. He leads several of the cults. He
I see.
has quite a bit of favor with those who follow Malik and Gaivok.
And do you also follow these Shadow Lords? And are you also so favored?
She says, I have a complicated relationship with the worshippers of the Shadow Folk. Or the, not the Shadow Folk, the Shadow Lords. I am needed for some of my services, and I often work with them. I wouldn't say
Some,
we're best friends, but I respect the powers they can summon. I myself am quite talented at necromancy and manipulation of the void magics.
Remy, I think Remy is gonna start just walking forward. I think I know what you need. Uh, as funny as it is, you need one of us. And I'm going to
So,
grab the necklace. I'm going to grab the necklace, the amulet from around my neck, and I'm going to take it off of my head. And I am going to reach out with it in my hand and hold it out. You need one of these to keep you protected. And then I will spend,
so
uh,
as you
yeah.
approach the bodies,
Oh boy.
she would say, "Be careful, young one. If you step in the wrong place, the void energies of my shield could do quite a bit of harm to you."
Thank you for the warning. Um, I'm gonna spend 2 sorcery points and cast Suggestion subtly without material or somatic components.
that's pretty neat.
And I will link it right now. Uh, uh, flexible casting. Yeah. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's not it. It's my level 6 ability. Where is it? Psionic spells.
All right. Give me one moment. I need to look at something.
That's, yeah, that's what it is. It's the combination of the two. Uh, I spend 2 sorcery points to cast um, uh, Suggestion. It doesn't take any material, somatic, or verbal components.
What level spell slot are you using?
It's a second level. I'm using it at its basic level.
All right. So not finding this? Oh, that's why. So you cast suggestion. Could you link suggestion, or did you already?
Absolutely. I have not, but I will.
So she would look at you and say, "Is someone being naughty?" As she kind of grimaces a bit. You think she resisted it.
So if she did, I would spend a single spell slot as my reaction, and I will use Silvery Barbs to give her disadvantage and then myself advantage on the next ability check, attack, or saving throw that I have to do.
Well, you forced her to re-roll her saving throw, right?
Correct.
All right.
And it's a DC 17.
She would still make it, resisting it.
Fuck!
Aw.
Alrighty. Let them very, very naughty.
So do you have arc, or do you have nature?
Nope, I'm not smart.
Okay. So yeah.
Is it just a relevant question for Remy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is
Well,
what?
Lark. Well, Remy used subtle, so you guys would have no idea what he's doing right now because you don't see him casting anything. You just see him
Sam
kind
took
of.
his
True.
amulet
True.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know he's
You would have.
So the
Yeah,
amulet,
yeah.
I think, as long as you are holding it, it's still bound to you. If you
Mhm.
stop holding it, that's when the miasma would affect him. But yeah, you wouldn't actually see him cast anything, so it's hard to say what he's trying to do.
Okay. Yeah, that's all fine. I just wasn't sure if the nature check was
So
observable.
softly, as if I'm speaking to someone holding a live grenade, I will say,
Remy, perhaps you should put that back on.
Oh, I think you're probably right. And I will gingerly put it back on my head and say, "Well, lovely to see you again. It's been fun." And just retreat a little bit.
Slug's just like, so this is a friend of yours?
I think we should kill her, and I say it really subtly and really softly.
She says, "Oh, we go way back," and she smiles at him, and then he says we should kill her.
I look, yeah, Looselog looks ready.
Seems to me that the miasma's going to do that on its own. So, perhaps we should
I'm a
well go about
I
our
don't
business.
I don't think the miasma is going to kill her. I worry it will make her a raging creature of the delicate flower that she is now.
Oh,
Um,
you're too kind.
and I worry that if we also rest or leave her for any amount of time here, the life essence that she's draining out of those bodies is going to run out. And at that point, um, wow, she's another thing roaming the halls, of course, with all of, every grace give you.
Well, I am in quite the predicament, she says. One might say I'm at your mercy. I am curious, though, what is causing all this? This void magic that runs through this place. It seems very powerful. I don't think this is any. I don't find, or the power is too much to be any simple spell. Why is what has attacked us that has caused this much destruction and death?
you'll see.
Perhaps we could trade an answer for an answer. How is it? What was it that you were doing when you found yourself in this situation? It seems like a bit of an odd place to be holed up.
She says, "Well, I was brought here because the followers of the Shadowlords wish to extract certain informations from a certain naughty boy who was captured being naughty." And she smiles at Remy. "I was
Uh,
asked to bring my expertise into the equation, and I was in the middle of doing that when this strange attack happened, trapping me in here with these these poor unfortunate lads."
Adeline's gonna step and put her hand on Remy's shoulder just to sort of like keep him from flying at her.
I see. So you're something of a specialist when it comes to extracting information, then.
She
Very
says, "Oh,
well.
I have many talents," and she gives you a wink.
There is some information that we could use. When we were brought in here, we had our things taken from us and were told that Arlen Relic took them. Do you have any idea where they might be?
Oh, I would guess he probably still has them. Relic is the collector of interesting things, maybe in a treasury somewhere, depending on how powerful they were.
Well, there's a powerful creature loose in the prison and it's brought the miasma with it. That's all we know, really.
Oh?
But look out for it if I were you.
Oh. And she smiles almost as if she has a moment of realization. Perhaps
Do
a
I think
Oh.
creature.
do I think that she knows what it is?
She says, "Perhaps a creature that wanders the hills, moaning and bringing the dead back to life." Ah, yes, 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 it makes sense now. The Night Walker. She just smiles. How very interesting.
Surprising she didn't think of it herself.
Does she seem concerned with this revelation? Like, is she more or less worried about her position than she was before? Or
She
neither?
almost seems somewhat entertained by it, which is a weird reaction to have to the Night Walker. Then
Yep.
again, she does seem a little bit unstable.
Yep.
Join the club, right? Okay. Well, just gonna look from Uslog to Lark.
She says, "I don't suppose you have any of those handy necklaces left, do you?"
None that we aren't wearing.
Well, I had to ask, but I fear I might be stuck here for a while, unless you all just intend to murder me.
Truth be told,
It's not
I think
off
that's
the
up to Remy.
table.
Uh,
It's truly not off the table.
Do you know anything about how a Night Walker might have made its way from where it comes to here? Did it simply happen as a result of some entity going where they shouldn't have gone? Or does it require summoning? Do you have any information regarding how it appears in the Shadowfell as it has?
You mean how a Night Walker is created?
Well, I'm familiar enough with the process. I just wasn't sure if there was a specific geographical point that it would have originated from, or if it just came about wherever. Is there a specific point in this dungeon or in the Shadowfell that it would have been required to come through?
Well, I know that the Shadow Lords experiment with void energies, and this creature did just happen to show up near their fort. I don't think that's a coincidence, but I wouldn't have enough information to speculate.
Does
If
she
I
seem
had,
like she's being telling me everything that she knows?
give me a persuasion check, or sorry, give me
Persuasion,
a insight check.
insight.
It seems like she's being honest.
Okay.
She says, "I'm curious, as people who seem to have necklaces like the ones you do, seemingly just as you need them, I would have thought for sure you would have had something to do with the Night Walker being in here."
We've come across quite a bit of
quite a number of items as we've explored this dungeon. We've been quite lucky.
He says, well, those necklaces, I've never seen anything like them in this place. Are you sure you didn't bring them with you?
We did not bring them with us.
How strange. Well, I've been honest. I can only hope you decide not to kill me.
That's very fair. To be frank, I believe that decision
It's
is up
very
to Remy.
fair that she rips into my flesh and you find me in a bloodied mess locked away in an anti-magic room. You've seen what I can do. I'm nothing with my physical body. I was locked away and tortured,
She says,
and she has killed 5 of her compatriots and is sucking out her life in front of us. And
well, more rearranging their life essence, she says. It's very technical, but it's getting the job done.
of
It's true.
course, tit for
And
tat.
she's not attacking us. She's unarmed. Sort of.
She does have all her things. So you would see she has, looks like
Michigan magic.
weaponry, which consists of what looks like a blade, a whip, a dagger, a whip, and looks like a great sword on her back. She's
I
wearing,
wouldn't say unarmed then.
yeah,
I-
she's wearing
Not.
she's wearing plate armor, and yeah,
Yeah,
she has all
yeah,
her stuff,
yeah.
so she's not
What
unarmed.
was the name that you gave us? I've forgotten already.
Do you say that, or are you asking me as DM?
I'm asking you as DM.
She said her name was Niara Frost.
Is that I don't suppose that it would have any reason to, but does that name ring a bell?
Do you have anything in your background that would give you knowledge of the Shadowfell?
No.
Yeah, so probably
Other
not.
than like information networks. I do have a friend.
Yeah, you have a friend here, but I don't think you would know much about the
Okay,
Shadowfell.
that's fine.
I would say. So you probably don't know much about her or who she is.
As Remy's walking out the room, he uses his bonus action and casts telepathic speech to her, and he just says, through his mind, straight to her. She's the only one who can hear it. See you soon.
Can
And
she
walks out
reply?
the room. She can.
She would say, "I hope so."
Me
So you're all
too.
all right.
As it looks like we're leaving, I'll just ask one more question of her. I'll say, before I leave, and perhaps see you again and perhaps not, what sort of arrangement would you propose for your freedom?
I don't really know. If I can't have one of your shiny necklaces, there's not really much you can do for me. If you slay whatever, if you slay the Nightwalker who's causing the miasma, that would free me, and I suppose I'd owe you one, assuming your little friend doesn't try to rip me in half. I would be happy to repay the favor in whatever way I could.
Very well. Perhaps then we will see you again. And at that time, perhaps you will owe us one.
Good
It
luck
has
to
been a
you.
pleasure.
All right, so you leave the
In the
room.
hallway,
I'll close the door
Adeline
behind me as well.
puts her hand again on Remy's shoulder and says, I'm very proud of you, Remy. I know that wasn't easy for you.
Um, no, I don't think those bodies are gonna last long, honestly. I think we'll probably be seeing each other before we leave. So
Remy,
So,
I'm just looking forward to future encounters.
it may be, but it's good. It's good to see you rising above it, at least for the moment.
you say this lady tortured you, yes?
Yes, that was actually the one. That she. Um, she hurt me.
Well then, and you are of course free to say no. I would not dream of interrupting your agency as a person, but if people like these Shadakai have brought a person like that to a place like this to interrogate someone like you, I imagine she wanted something very specific out of your brain. Do you know what that might be?
I don't think it was so much I was brought here. I was caught here. I was. It really wasn't not that important, but I was spying on our fellow compatriots. Not them specifically, but who killed the Dark One here. There was a rift of power, a hole. Um, so I was dispatched, and I found out the answer. Everything afterwards and before. We
You were
didn't know each other
that
previously.
by who?
I'm sorry.
By whom were you dispatched?
I don't think that's important currently.
It seems quite relevant in my opinion. If there's a woman who was sent here to torture you to find out things specifically like that, and if we are to trust one another, I expect that that was
No,
information
that's
we
not
would
what
like
she
to
was
know.
trying to find. That's not what she was trying to find out. I was just a caught intruder. My purpose here was what she sought, not any previous engagement. You guys are the hit of the town, if you didn't already know, at least your friend group, they're liberating.
You were sent here to find out about us and killing, or not killing, but defeating the Shadowlord. So I think it is rather relevant to us. I'll look at Uslag.
Tell you what,
Yeah.
if we make it out of here in one piece, I will tell you. But for now, I'm extremely tired, and I just ran into the woman who was sawing my back open 30 seconds ago. So I think I'd like to take a nap.
That's fair. Do I feel like Remy is being honest about his intention to share that information with us later?
I guess you could do a insight, and Remy, if you want, you can message me what the answer to that might be or would be.
Passive
like
is
to be in and
passive is 20 as well.
passive is 24.
I will roll deception, not because I'm necessarily being deceitful, but because I'm trying to not give anything off at
That's
all so they can't read anything.
that's fine.
Poker face,
Poker
26.
face.
son of a bitch.
So it's yeah, you don't think he is lying to you, or you don't get any feeling that he's trying to be deceptive.
Right. Okay.
But when you get up here, you would see there is another force field up on this stairwell.
Very interesting company you keep these days, lady.
Shara goes, "Oh gods, why is the stairwell blocked off?"
More interesting than I'd like.
Is this your friend's doing? She kind of turns around and looks at the group. Did he trap us down here?
It's possible. I'd message him, but I don't have much magic left. I think we should go back to the room with the leather working room and hide there. It seems the safest place.
I hate to admit it, but with this current set of events, I think you might be right.
Or wasn't there another room
Uh,
that was a secret
I
room?
have send I have sending. I have one third level spell left. I can cast sending.
I mean, I have spell slots. I just want to save them for when the shit hits the fan.
Oh, okay. Fair
So
enough.
There was a room with crates that were
Yeah,
slightly
that's
above
the
the
room
Yeah.
I'm thinking we should go to.
was.
Yeah.
able
So,
to get
We
off
had a
the
short rest there, right?
We did.
yes, I believe so. I think you spent an hour there.
Okay.
Is there a way to turn this off? Do we want to try, or?
If
If you had a way
Thatcher-
to dispel it, perhaps.
if Thatcher sealed it up, there's probably a good reason.
Yeah, that is true.
Shara sighs. She says, "We should be extremely careful about using resources. We don't know if we can rest to gain our spells back at this point."
That's
might-
what I'm thinking.
Great.
She says, "We might have to deal with that Night Walker before we can rest."
We were on the fence about going up anyway, so I think we should find a place to rest here and do that. And then once we've done that, or when we can touch base with Patra and find out what's going on.
That
Maybe
sounds like a great plan.
he'll get in touch with us.
Maybe.
All right, so you're headed back to. So there's 2 secret rooms. There was one in that hallway near where you found the mirror, and there was another one in the leather worker area.
The leather worker area had a door, though, right? We got in through a secret way, but we didn't get out through a secret way, right?
I think that's correct.
Yes.
Yes. So
I
there
think
was.
you are right.
Yeah. So there is a hallway you can take to get to both areas, but you also know there's a teleporter to get there from a different room. Because that's how you
One of
originally
them
got
was
in there.
a secret sealed area that we had to find that didn't have another way in, right?
Yeah,
That's
that
the one.
was this one.
Yeah, that's the one we should.
And actually, this one as well, there's only one entryway. But
That was
it's much
secret?
smaller. Yeah, both of them have only one entry point.
Okay.
I vote for the bigger one, but
I feel like we can only fit in the bigger one.
I mean, we could squish in, but yeah, the bigger ones.
That sounds good to me.
let's go to them.
Let's go then.
Alright, so you're heading south.
I'm guessing we have to go through this door.
Yeah, that's the way you came in.
Oops.
Getting weird lag spikes. Don't know what
Was that
that's
open
about.
when we left this room?
Yes. I don't think you ever closed it.
Okay.
The Nightwalker was last seen in this area, though, so be careful.
Seems to always be on the move.
You haven't heard the moaning recently, so you don't think he's nearby. Because usually he moves around with a
So he's
strange
got
moaning.
like a cat bell.
Huh?
He's got like a cat bell.
Yeah. Oh god. Alright, so as you're heading through the halls, 15 or over, you would hear a moaning noise coming from this area, somewhere to the east.
From the east?
Yeah.
Like on the other side of this doorway?
Other side of the wall, maybe.
Okay. Well, in any case, I'd like to shut
Keep
these doors
going.
if I can.
Well,
Okay.
I think these may be the same things we ran into earlier that could travel through walls, right?
Perhaps. Perhaps so, but if they don't see us, perhaps they won't have a need to.
We should go quietly.
I agree.
Give me stealth checks
Oh no.
as you move through the
Ooh.
halls.
I will give
I am
guidance
at-
to Remy.
So Adelaine,
Thank you, because I'm at disadvantage. I think I'm at disadvantage.
Ooh,
Oh, because you
But
got
I'm
the
still
heavy
14.
armor.
Medium. But yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah, actually, pretty good rolls, especially being able to cover for each other. You move pretty quietly through the hallways, hiding the sound of your tracks pretty well. You get back to this area, the storage room and the lab down south, and it still seems empty.
This is our home for the night.
Indeed. So this was a secret door on the other side of where Lark is? Is that
The
right?
secret door is over here.
So is there a door on this side?
No, it just opens up into a hallway. So this I don't think any of this part is secret.
No, the secret
This
door
is
is
the
over
secret
here.
door over here.
Yeah. Which I
So
think
this
is...
isn't really secret then. It's open on one side.
Well, this part
But
isn't.
this
The
is
secret part
secret.
is further in.
Yeah, the room over here is secret to the west.
Yeah.
These rooms are not. These are just doorways. But the room off the leather worker shop where you found the chest is secret.
We were
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
go
yeah.
there. That's right.
All right.
We should go there.
So touch the rune and then we go.
Mooslog's like, I'll just stay in this room.
I liked this room. Oh well,
This
let's
is where I found Sunfang.
go. Yes, I think.
You said there's like a rune on the wall?
Yeah, there was like a.
So
on the
there's a
wall.
rune here. That was the teleportation one. But there's also the door here that you were able to open up by pushing a button on the armor stand.
Oh, it's just a door. Okay.
Oh,
I
yeah,
was gonna make a comment about it, but I don't need to.
And you, so you would push the button and the door would open. Shortly after, I assume you're all going in.
Yeah.
Can I set up a snare at this spot right there? don't know if it would matter.
Sure, it would take a little bit, but you could set up something there. So you're using a first level spell?
Yeah.
Alright, so you channel energy, taking 1 minute to cast a snare on that area. And hopefully that will protect you from something wandering in. Is Carl coming in? Okay.
Close the door behind us.
So the door would close afterwards. There is a button on the inside, which you assume is what you'd use to open it on the wall here. And you're just going to try to rest for a bit?
Yeah.
Sounds like we were trying to do a long rest, I think.
For a whole 8 bits.
8
Yeah,
bits.
trying.
So it is currently about 7 o'clock in the evening, I'll say. You begin to rest. Give me a d20 roll.
I'm assuming we would take watches.
Yeah, I assume you'll just take the normal watches. Although your watch might need updating, your watch rotation.
Carl could just watch over the entire night. He doesn't need to sleep.
Yeah, but generally it's good to have multiple people in case something
Yeah.
sneaks past Carl and starts cutting throats.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's update that while we have it. So our highest passive perception now, I think, is me with a 20 passive. Does anybody else have a higher than a 20 passive?
I
I thought you were saying 21 earlier, but no, definitely not me.
20 passive perception, 24 passive.
Totally.
And Uslag is still our guide with the highest nature and survival.
I think so. At least comparable to yours. I don't know.
Okay. And Scout, highest stealth and perception. Who would that be? That'd be you, Lark.
I have a reasonable perception. My stealth is actually not off the charts.
I'm really good with people.
Who?
Remy's got the,
Oh boy.
I'm a people person.
You can put me down for Scout. I might
Okay.
not be able to make it back, but I can make it. I can find out what it is that we're looking at. Maybe.
Okay. And Uslag is our hunter. So would you be? This says that you would be 60 feet ahead of the group when you're scouting. Is that? You would
That's
have less
fine.
than that.
Stealth and survival, but if we want it for it.
All right. And then our watch rotation. Adeline likes to take the morning so that she can meditate and prepare her spells.
Lark also prefers the morning because he is an old man and he would much rather wake up early and go to bed early.
Okay. So there are 3 shifts, right? So, okay, so third shift is Lark,
Lark.
Adeline.
That's the morning.
First shift?
So
I
yeah,
would-
there's evening, night, and morning are the 3
Okay.
watches.
I'll
So
take evening.
Okay, so evening
I'll
is...
usually take the evening just because she doesn't have dark vision. So
Cool.
I
Melvin
also
and
don't
Carl
have
will
dark
take night.
vision. That's why I took that as well.
Okay, so Remy
But-
and Slug are...
I can cast light, so.
oh, that's
Okay.
I
So then Carl and Chomsky?
Chomsky, yeah.
Well,
All
Carl
around
is
that.
probably on every watch because he doesn't need to sleep, so he could just.
Yeah, I
kinda-
know. I
Yeah.
was just trying not to make Chomsky feel lonely. Lou.
Fair enough.
Everybody else is paired up.
No, Chomsky has Carl. with
Chomsky's
him
got,
during the night
absolutely.
watch. And Carl's
Okay.
with everyone else throughout the evening. So yeah, give me a d20 roll as you start resting.
Is that myself and
Anyone can roll this. It's
Gooselog?
just for events that happen,
come on, Ooze?
which the actual chance is kind of high
do
right
it.
now.
I was just waiting. Oh, oh no.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah, come
Big
on.
thumb,
Yeah,
please.
So anyway, the Nightwalker just walks through the wall.
Ah, oh God!
All of
Ah! No Nightwalkers just yet. You are kind of. It hasn't been actually that long. It's only been about an hour since you came in here when you hear whoop outside and some hissing. You would know, Chomsky, that your snare has been triggered. Something is in the hallway out there. You hear hissing and something say, "Get down from there."
You said it's been an hour.
Yeah, it's about it is about 8 o'clock at this point, p.m. So you have
Guys,
not
I
been in
think
here
we
that
caught a
long.
rabbit.
A vampire rabbit.
There's a rabbit in the snare.
Yeah, I think you know when your snare has been set off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you would know something set off the snare out there.
And did you say that we, since it's been an hour, could take the benefit of a short rest at this point, or no?
Yeah, at this point, if you were resting for the hour, you would have a short rest under your belt, so you can use hit dice and regain whatever's, appropriate.
And we will potentially. Yeah. No,
So-
I don't. I'm at full health, baby.
I also want to put a pin in this moment because if we don't get another rest tonight, it would be a good moment if anyone wants to do roleplay in the roleplay channel to say what happened during that hour.
Sounds good.
Fair.
Yeah, and if you want, you can do some roleplay now. If you want to interact, but you can also do some later after game time.
So the
I'll-
as this. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. Please go ahead.
I was just gonna say, as this alarm is triggered, I'd like to listen to the door and see if it's possible to determine what sort of creature is on the other side of it.
Yeah, give me.
I'm gonna lean up behind you and give you guidance.
Okay.
Tap you on the shoulder and say,
so-
"Good job, sport."
If you cast guidance, you will make some noise right now. Which you can do. It just will possibly give them a chance to hear something. Because right now
I'll say
everyone's
as you-
being quiet.
As you begin to as you walk over and begin to do so, I'll kind of I'll put one hand down, like, no, it's okay. Even,
All right.
even if it doesn't go well, I'd rather not.
I'd like to listen to.
All right, sure. Give me perception checks. So it sounds like creatures
Passive
you've heard
is 16.
before. It sounds like vampires. You would guess with those rolls that there are 3 individuals out there. One which might be hanging right now, and 2 others that might be trying to figure out how to get him down.
I'll hold up the number 3 and lift a shoulder toward Lark. Like, do you think it's 3?
I'll hold up the number 3.
Did the door open inwards or outwards into this room?
Oh no, the door is closed. The secret door is still closed.
Right.
Yeah,
Uh,
But
right.
what way does it open? I think. Is what he's asking.
So if you press the button, if it works the same as with the armor rack, it would slide sideways. So it doesn't open in or
Okay.
out. It kind of slides into the wall and then recloses after a moment.
A pocket door.
Perfect.
Yeah, basically.
And our impression, remind me, because it's been a couple of weeks, I think. Our impression was that this place was disused. It was very dusty and whatnot, right?
Yes, except for now all the vampires are Well, no, actually, this area this area isn't in too much disuse, because this fort was actually being used by the cultists.
No, this room.
Oh, this room. Yes, this room is very dusty. You don't think anyone's been in here for a while.
So they probably may not know about it.
As we're taking stock of the situation, I'll just I'll look around to the group one at a time, and I'll have one arm out with a thumbs up and one arm down with a thumbs down, and I'll look to see if anybody has a response either way.
So you hear, more struggling, and one of them says, "How do you get this off?"
Remy uses his Eldritch Invocation to cast Silent Image on this area right here and just creates a brick wall where it would be if that door slides open.
So it kind of looks like the bricks that are already there.
Yeah, sure.
Is that silent? Or would you have to chant to do that?
That
What's
is a good
the spell,
question.
Silent Image?
I will. Well, it's Silent Image, but
It doesn't mean the spell's silent.
Right. No, I was just confirming which one it was.
I think Silent Image requires verbal and VSM, so I think you would make noise if you cast it.
I think that's correct.
You should call it slightly loud image then.
There. No, hold on. There we go.
Should call it misleading image.
At will, without assuming spell slots or material component.
So you still would need verbal and somatic.
Yeah.
Can I do it softly? We're on the other side of the wall.
If you subtle cast it.
Yeah, so whenever you cast magic, at least in my world, magic has definite there's for most spells there's like obvious magic being channeled, and there's chanting, and there's you have to verbosely summon magic. It's not something you can do subtly, which is why to do it subtly there's a special ability called subtle spell. So whenever you cast, it's pretty obvious.
Are we still blessed? Because I see a lot of us have those dots still.
We shouldn't be.
No.
We shouldn't have them. They were from the fight.
Well, I guess I tried it. I'm not very intelligent. I guess I tried it. Unless you'll let me take it back.
Yeah, I'll let you take it back. That's why I asked you.
Okay. Then yeah,
So maybe you go to start summoning the magics, and you're like, ooh, maybe this would be too loud.
I'm slapped in the face.
Adelaine's gonna shake her head no at Lark. If the question seems to be to her, should we open the door or not? And so she's gonna.
Okay.
You don't think they've realized you're in here, so they definitely, you'd have some surprise, most likely. So yeah, do you want to go out there? Does the group want to go out, or do you want to just kind of let them pass and keep going?
We can just sleep.
We could,
sleep it up. We haven't woken everyone up. Like, who are the two people? Aren't there only two people awake right now?
No one is asleep yet, because it's only been an hour, and you don't start your rest until late at night. So you are still kind of in the phase of just hanging out and waiting for time to pass.
Fuck them.
So, kill him?
Do you say that out loud then?
No. This is
that's
like.
I would.
This is
that's
what thumbs up, thumbs
Remy,
down.
That's what Remy's like thumbs down, and then puts his hands next to his face and just closes his eyes and goes, but no sound.
Okay, so I have one for yes, one for no.
Uslag will do it.
Is that what yes is?
No, that's what. Well, what did you say Uslag did?
Thumbs down.
Okay, so thumbs down for kill him.
No, thumbs down means don't go anywhere.
Is this Roman arena rules, or is this yes, no rules?
It is.
Everyone's confused with these signals. We gotta agree on our signals later.
Seriously, we need to work on this, guys.
But it sounds like we're just gonna let them pass. Let them figure
So
this out on
Adelaide's
their
gonna
own.
shake
Yeah,
her
I
head
think so.
again. No, she's gonna put her hand on your hands, like as in no, 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 and then she's gonna put her finger to her mouth, and then put both of her hands like stay, stay, stay.
All right.
Okay.
Well, actually, while you're
Remy,
doing this, go ahead,
oh
Remy.
God. No, he just puts his hands next to his face and literally forcefully puts his hands next to his face, closes his eyes, shakes his head, and just imitates forced sleeping.
Uh, so, yeah, you would hear, and something falls to the ground, and the other two sounds like they laugh at him
More,
for a moment.
more forced sleeping.
You would hear after that they begin walking around the room as if searching the place, but a moment later, you would hear their footsteps getting far away down the hall, leaving the area.
Cool.
Little thumbs up for Lark.
So, for future reference, a thumbs up is life, a thumbs down is death.
Oh,
I got that.
oh, thank you, thank you.
I thought you meant like thumbs up for going out there.
Like we kill him. Yeah.
No,
Shara would
thumbs down.
say,
Thumbs up.
Thumbs down
I-
means they die.
Shara would
I
say,
don't
I
know.
thought thumbs down means
Fuck.
nope.
Yeah, it
No,
wasn't.
it's long, exactly. I'm like, thumbs up, we kill him. Thumbs down, we don't kill him.
Normally, I would have done the thumbs down for kill them, but
Okay.
I'm tired.
Did someone say they wanted to do anything, or should I pass some time? Or try to?
Sleep.
I think it's worth passing time, but I would like to do some conversation around this, particularly just about what happened with Rune and also just catching up with Lark. But I think I'll
Yeah.
just do it in the chat.
All right.
Very well.
So the angel seems a bit disappointed. She seemed like she really wanted to go murder something, but she just.
Oh yeah, did the angel give me a thumbs down?
She was confused by your system. She did a thumbs up, and then she's like, "Wait, no, thumbs down," and then she was still confused. And she
It's a
says,
little ree.
"Yeah."
like
Then
a
she
little
just like
kind of-
made her like hand finger across the throat for the kill signal. She's like, "Kill."
Which means that is not an accepted vote one way or the other. We're throwing your vote out.
Yeah, which probably angered her.
She's not
and
an
then
official member of the party.
And she
You didn't follow
you didn't follow
protocol.
procedure, so your vote
Strict
has been
voting procedure.
yeah, your vote
What's
has
it called?
been cast out.
Parley Pro,
Parliamentary
parliamentary
procedure,
procedure. Yep.
Yeah,
If you don't follow Parley Pro, your shit doesn't count.
yeah. So yeah, she's a little disappointed, but she just kind of shrugs and goes back to resting.
We'll get them next time.
We'll get him next time, exactly. So give me another D20 roll. Let's see if anything else is happening.
Someone else do it.
9.
All right. So a couple more hours pass. This time quietly.
Have we begun the rest cycle at this point?
So you are at 10 o'clock. You'll begin the rest cycle, I think, in an hour from now is when
Okay.
officially you start resting. So people are kind of getting, comfortable. They've been maybe quietly talking, as could be represented later in your chats with each other. So anyway, yeah. So a couple hours have passed. You've been sitting here. At which point you see a small glow start to appear in the square within the secret room. A small light pops into being.
Does that look familiar to what happened last time Vatra visited us?
Last time you just found him wandering the halls, I think.
Okay. Oh.
I'll,
Whose gift is it?
At this point, you're
nobody's
all,
yet.
Yeah, you're all still waiting for the rest to start, so everyone's up.
I'll lean my light crossbow up against the wall, and I'm just going to slide my rapier out of its scabbard in preparation.
Ma rapier.
All right.
My rapier.
The rapier.
So hot.
So, sorry, I'm trying to find what I was looking for. There is a small flash of light, and you would see the shadowy figure of Xeris appear.
Oh, I said Vacher, but it's a
Oh,
whole different thing. Yeah, so
He would look around and say, I'm glad you're all still all right. How goes it? Have you been able to figure out how to dispatch the Nightwalker yet?
no, have you?
He says, I was just joking. I wasn't expecting you to have dispatched it all by yourself. Actually, I do have a bit of a plan. There is a spot up there that seems to be somewhat connected to the negative energy plane. I think I might be able to open a portal, and that could be a way that you lure the creature back in. From what I've been able to surmise, luring the creature back into the uh, negative energy plane could be a way of trapping it and getting rid of it.
Didn't you say it would, or I'll turn to Lark. Didn't you say that it would revisit whoever was taken from this plane if that happened?
No, specifically. So here, as far as I understand, Nightwalkers, the two ways that you can go about dispatching one would be either you kill it, in which case whatever creature on the negative plane spawned its existence is lost to the plane forever, or you can send it back, which should, in theory, spit that same creature back out of the negative plane, I believe.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. But what if whatever went into the negative plane isn't something we want back?
That's a good question. That's a damn good
if
question.
you all don't let me get 8 hours of sleep, there is no one that's going to be able to kill anyone or anything
We haven't
before I
even fucking
attempt.
started the rest yet, so why don't you just sit tight there, Bob? You'll get your rest
Go.
in a minute.
So,
Ribby's eyes are bloodshot red and wide-eyed, and he's just hands on the ears.
so
Crazy.
Xeris would first of all look at Lark and say, "Who's this guy?"
Oh,
My name's Lark. It's a pleasure to meet you. What is your name?
He says, "I am Xeris. I am allied to the group you're with, and I'm the one responsible for trapping you all up there. But in my defense, I did it to trap the Nightwalker. Your being trapped was just a secondary effect of that."
Doris, we found another trap on the floor, on the stairwell going up. Was that you as well?
He says, "Yes, I have actually used my time to seal all the exits because I didn't want the Nightwalker getting out and possibly killing our allies, aka Uslog's family, who are alive and well, by the way."
Oh, not vampires.
He says, "No, we were able
Good.
to protect them. But yes, your friend here is correct. To get rid of the Nightwalker, you either have to kill it or lure it back to the negative energy plane. As much as I think you were all very talented, I don't know if you could kill the Nightwalker. So I think luring it back to the negative energy plane is the best play."
Where did you say this portal was?
He says, "That is part of the problem. The portal isn't currently active, and the only way I can figure out to activate it is to increase the power of the miasma on that level to the point where it would be dangerous to you." He says, "So here's the thing. I think some of you can detect magic, yes?"
Rune could do that, but
Yeah.
she's not with us right now.
He says, "Oh, what happened to Rune?
Mm.
She's in a mirror.
No one else can detect magic with you?"
Actually, I think maybe I.
I'll ask Kavara if she is able to detect magic.
She says, "I can actually." Smiles.
Lucky for us then that we've got you.
I can do it tomorrow.
There says, "Well, the place with the connection to the negative energy plane should give off a bit of a necrotic magical residue that would seemingly come from nowhere. So once you're able to find that, if I increase the void energy in the miasma, that should activate the portal. And at that point, if you can get the Nightwalker to follow you through that portal into the negative energy plane, it should trap it there.
What do you mean
However,
follow through? Do you mean we need to go into the magical, to the negative energy plane?
yes, and that's the other dangerous part of the plan. Going in
That's
there,
on like 5 new Nightwalkers.
he says, well, the amulets you have should keep that from happening, and you should be able to get back out once he's inside. You might just have to weaken him a bit so he can't follow you.
And you are quite sure that these amulets will prevent us from dying outright. It is my understanding that the negative plane is not kind to mortality.
I believe so, though the less time you spend in there, the better. So you'd probably have to weaken it quickly and escape once it's inside, and that should trap it. As you said, though, it will also free whoever had initially gone in there, which is another wild card.
Is there a way of knowing who that might be? Or is it... I would imagine that there's probably no way that I can think of, at least, to know the answer to that question.
He says, no, we'd have to know more about who it was, who was trapped, and yeah, I don't know how we'd be able to figure that out.
Could it
Seems
be
to
what
me
we
then like perhaps
found
the
it?
best option would be to fight it out here as much as we can, so that way we can weaken it as much as possible before going through, so that on the other side we have to spend as little time as possible actually fighting it there.
He nods and he says, yes, that would probably be another good way of doing it.
First, if we have to turn up the miasma in order to do it, are you saying we'd have a limited amount of time in which to do all this?
Yes, I would need some kind of signal, which I think, Adelaine, you can send me a message, right?
I can.
So once you are ready, you can send me the message, and I will supercharge the miasma, which should, at that point, activate the portal.
How is it exactly that you can supercharge the miasma? What sort of relationship do you have with it? It was my understanding that the miasma was caused by the Nightwalker. Is this not true?
It is true, but, and he hesitates a moment. He says, I have studied the powers of the Shadowlord, and using what I've learned, I think I can do it.
Okay. Given my cursory understanding of the Shadowlords, do I feel like this guy is on Team Shadowlord still, or no?
It would be hard to know that just by talking to him, but it does sound like the group is allies with him.
Yeah,
That's true. Okay.
he's a bit sketchy, Zers, but he's right. He's been studying this kind of magic. He's has something of a connection to them, but I trust him. We trust him.
A
Right,
bit
sir? Right, sir?
sketchy, he says. He just sighs.
I mean, half the people in this room are sketchy, so perhaps you are in good company. One other question for you. What do you suppose the effects of this heightened miasma would be against us while we have these amulets on? In what way specifically will it affect us?
He says, well, the amulets were created to withstand the effects. However, you've been in the miasma for quite some time. I imagine at some point the amulets will stop working. So the more they are exposed to the necrotic and void energies, the less time you'll have with them functioning.
I see. So it is not necessarily that they can indefinitely withstand a lower level, but only in a limited capacity withstand a higher level, but rather they have a limited capacity to absorb the miasma at all. And if we are to turn it up, then it will make them fill up faster.
Yes, and it could possibly end the protection. He says, how long do you think you need to search for this portal and open it?
I would say that probably depends on how many threats remain on the floor above.
Do you think it's on this floor or above us, sirs?
He says, "Oh, I know it's on that floor somewhere.
This floor or the floor we're on?
Yes, the floor you're on. I know
Oh,
that the portal is somewhere on that floor, or the
well,
potential portal."
in that case, then I would say we could hopefully find it fairly quickly if you've blocked off the staircases to the other levels. As far as I'm aware, the only thing down here is the Nightwalker and perhaps 3 vampires, but there could be other things that we've not seen.
And a mad woman?
Oh, yes. Now that's a good question, isn't it?
A
What will
mad
happen to
woman.
her?
And she's definitely about to go Super Saiyan.
If I had
What
to
is
venture a
this
guess,
Super Saiyan?
if I had to venture a guess, I would say that as soon, well, if you turn up the miasma, will it be a local phenomenon or will it be turned up everywhere?
It'll be turned up everywhere on that floor. Well, that's the only place where the miasma is left.
Super
So,
Saiyan.
so it will be turned up all over the floor that you're on, because the miasma is no longer on any of the other levels. I've contained the creature and the miasma to that area.
Well then, yeah, I think that as soon as we do this, we are likely to overpower that woman's shields, thus submitting her to the effects of not only the regular miasma, but a worse one, which will probably overcome her then quite quickly, turning her into, well, whatever she's going to turn into. Something tells me that she's not just going to turn into some regular vampire. So then I would say the risk of her interrupting whatever we're doing is perhaps quite high, but as long as we can still get in and get out quickly, then we have the opportunity to seal the Nightwalker on the other side, save whoever it was that spawned their creation, get back out, eliminate the miasma, and potentially this lady friend of Remy's friend will go back to her old self, which I don't know if it's better or worse necessarily, but I don't think that it can be helped unless we want to go in there and kill her now. But that seems a bit grim.
He says, "Well, I'll leave it up to you. I will say that the sooner you find that portal, the better, because as I said, I don't know how much more your protection amulets can take."
Is there a way for you to observe one and see how much it has absorbed thus far?
He says, "No, I unfortunately have no way of measuring that. I just know when I created them that I assumed they would last a few days."
Very well. And this is a bit of perhaps a less important question, but do you recognize this amulet as well? Or is this different from the others' amulets? I got this one from a friend.
He would take a look at it. He says, "I'm not familiar with that one. I did not create it. This friend of yours, is it someone from within the fort?"
Not from within the fort, no, but a native to the Shadowfell, yes.
He says, "Well, I would have to use Identify to learn more about it, but no, I have no idea how that amulet works if it's protecting you."
Very well. I'll suppose that it is probably serving a similar function to these ones.
Sirs, is there any way you can think of that we can hold this miasma at bay in a different way? Because we desperately need a rest. We don't have the strength and the power to fight the Nightwalker right now. We'd certainly lose. We need 8 hours.
Well, do you know of any areas where the miasma has been blocked from? I know in the beginning some were able to make magical defenses, but those were quickly overwhelmed by the power of the miasma.
We know there's a safe place on the floor above, but we couldn't get to it because of the blocking off of the floor. Could you lift that block for us for a moment for us to get through?
He says, "I couldn't do it for a moment at this point. I would have to just cancel it. And at that point, I would need to recover my magics to re engage it." I could lift it, but there's a chance that the Nightwalker and the miasma could get up there.
Well, that seems like we'd be in a worse position than we are now. I think perhaps our best bet is to carry on as we planned, and then face the thing once we've had a long rest.
He says, well, I just, if you're going to rest for the evening, there is a chance that the amulets could fail, so just be cautious. I worry about that plan, but if you really need a rest, I suppose there's not much else we can do, and just hope they hold.
Dude, why do you hate rests?
You
Two days in the week. I don't think you've had a rest for like a month.
Seriously,
Look,
it makes me
forgive me.
feel alive.
Look, you're the ones that cast all those spells.
So
He
then,
says, well, what could I do?
here's a
says-
question then. Perhaps
okay.
we could let's take stock and see who is really desperate for rest and who is not. I, for one, could stand to go as we are, although I'm sure there are others who would benefit from rest. Lady Kendall, I know that you could benefit from one yourself. Chomsky,
Xeris,
what sort of shape are you in?
Xeris would say, oh, one thing I can tell you, there is a laboratory somewhere on the east side of that floor. If you can get to it, I believe there are supplies that might be able to help you.
On this floor?
Yes. I had seen it while we were in hiding.
Could be where the rest of our stuff is.
Yeah.
It could be, yep. Perhaps that is our best bet then. Then we stand the least risk of succumbing to the miasma because our amulets have failed, and perhaps we will find things there which will make the coming fight much more easy. Or easier, anyway.
Lark, do you mind? Will you just hit me across the face? Just hit me. Make it bleed just a little bit, please. Or you'd be doing me a favor.
I mean, if you're asking me to,
Please,
I'm not going to say
I'm
no.
asking you. Please do it. Do it. Hit me. Hit me.
Are you sure you're quite right?
Will you just trust me as an adult that I've made it thus far without your protection and or judgment or guidance? Will you hit me, you fucking bastard? Hit me.
I'm still gonna judge you. But
you fucking bitch! Hit me!
I'd much rather just.
Oh, he can't do it. He's too noble. And I just look away and I'm just like jack off motion.
Oh no, I'll hurt you, but I'd much rather do
Hit
it with
me.
a blade than a fist.
Hit me!
I'll just fucking slash him across the face real quick with a dagger.
Alright.
Perfect.
So you're attacking with a dagger, or are you punching him?
With a dagger. I'm far too delicate to be punching people.
Alright. So
I might actually hit him for 0, I think.
Yeah.
I don't try and defend. I don't try and defend at all. Like I literally, I don't even try and pull away. I just let him do like a little
Give
flash.
me,
you want to know how I got these scars?
give me a D4 damage. Alright, so you give him a little cut. Oh, wow.
It's a nice cut.
Perfect. And he just kind of like quivers a little bit and closes his eyes and just then takes his this necklace and then just unstoppers the top of it and just catches some of the blood in it, like running down his face at his chin, and then recorks it, and then goes and sits down and starts to take a short rest.
Okay.
Honey, are you quite alright?
Not even a little bit. Not at all.
It's been a long day. I'm just trying to take a moment. This is my time. It's my meditation.
My time.
If you don't mind.
Miasma mainly on the floor.
Yes. So there's about like maybe 6 inches of miasma.
Why don't we try to just get above the miasma? Could we not? There were some crates in the other room. Could we not bring some in here and sit above the miasma?
So you think just being in close proximity probably also affects you? Not just like you can't just like step out of it, basically. Like you
Something tells me that it's more a matter of breathing it in, lady.
Yeah, so you probably would have to be like under a good distance from it or under the protection of some kind of spell.
Here's a question, Lou. Would you say that I have encountered enough sorcerers to be familiar with Remy's vial, or no?
That's a good question. Probably if you can
It's
do.
uncommon. It's uncommon.
Yeah, I mean, you have Arcana training, right?
I do.
Give me an Arcana check. With a 10, you may not actually. So it looks familiar to you, but you're not sure exactly what it does with a
Okay,
10.
that's fine. Thank you.
If only you had some books on you or something to look it up.
Done done.
And actually, anyone with Arcana can make that check if you want to try to figure that out.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
No,
Oh, not much better.
Noam
No
Chomsky is.
modifier though.
Yeah, he's kind of just sitting alone in the corner, like hanging out. He's like, wait, what?
I'm tinkering. That's what I'm doing.
You're tinkering on Carl. So Remy, do you need an hour for that to work? That magical item?
I need a short it has to be a short rest where I spend a hit die. So that whole thing
Oh,
was
I
so that
see.
I
So
could
you could
damage
spend
myself,
a hit die.
and then I will
I
sit there
think
and rest and
you might be able to
regain.
spend one even if you don't need it, technically.
I mean, I know, but it like just specifically says like when you take as you take a short rest, if you take,
And
I'll link it, but it's
it
like if
makes
you
for good
spend a hit
flavor
die.
anyway.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and like, and you don't have to do it every time either. But I'm kind of gonna flavor it like that way. If I want to do that, I'm gonna have to like kind of get into the blood magic of it.
Sure.
All right. So the group is attempting to rest for an hour.
Well, I think we had already done that much. I think we were considering. I think we were in mid conversation about whether or not we wanted to continue the long rest or go grab the shit and go try to kill the thing. I would say that from the way that I'm sorry, what's his name? Varys?
Zeris.
Zeris. From the way that Zeris has described it, I
Probably
think that
disappeared by now.
okay. From the way that your friend Zeris has described it, I would say the greatest threat to our long-term survival here is the miasma, and the longer that we spend in it, the more chance we have of our amulets failing and then succumbing ourselves to its effects. So with this in mind, though it does not work in favor of most of us, I think the best plan would be to go grab whatever we can find in this laboratory that he mentioned, and then find the source of the rift, lure the Nightwalker to it, beat it down, run through ourselves, follow it, or have it follow us through, rather, and then come back out again. And hopefully by that time the miasma will have dissipated, and we can then find a way to get the long rest that some of us so desperately need.
I'm worried about our ability to beat it down in our current condition. Hey Lou, when we saw Butcher and he was not bothered, he was in a pocket of no miasma. Did we know why? And was that bigger than just him? Like, was it a pool around him that other people could sit in?
Was he in a pocket of no miasma? I don't remember that.
Yeah, otherwise he
The
wouldn't.
Nightwalker walked right past him.
Oh well, yeah. The Nightwalker. I think he was still in the miasma. It just didn't seem to affect him
He's already dead.
because he was. Yeah, exactly. Because he's undead. But
But
yeah,
I was
he as far as you know, he did not create a pocket of protection.
Another possibility is if we could find the office of Arlen Relic. If he's a collector of magical things, perhaps there's something there that could help us, or even his office might be a safe haven.
perhaps so. I would say that in any case, our best option is to move forward sooner rather than later. It's either we're spending a long rest or we're not, and if we're not, I think the time is against us. Shall we head out then?
All right, well, putting this into terms that you can understand, I have 2 spell slots and 2 channel divinities worth of healing left. That's
So
it.
spell slots are generally known as spell spheres, and the number is like how high they are. if you're talking in-game terms.
Ooh, I like this.
Okay.
So you could say like basically like a third level spell would be like a third sphere spell
Okay.
or a third sphere of power.
I've only got the energy for a fourth and a fifth sphere of power left, and 2 times that I can call upon my god. So that's really, I think I'm the only one here who has any ability to heal. So keep that in mind.
We'll have
I
to.
do have one more heal left. And Carl's also pretty good at healing.
Carl can
The
heal.
Carl can
Noted.
heal.
What? I think that
Uh,
perhaps the vision that I have for this combat would be to go in hard and fast. I think that with our friend Kavara and our friend the Celestial here, I think that we have more firepower than we have restoration, so we can beat it down quickly and perhaps use our Celestial friend, if and you don't mind, as the forefront of our assault and draw its attention, knowing that when she perishes, she does not perish in the true sense, but simply goes back to where she came from. Then perhaps we can mitigate the suffering that we take, since we have a limited capacity to deal with that.
I shall gladly give my life to destroy an undead abomination as her weapon flares with holy fire.
Oh yeah, I'll
Kavara,
use
or go ahead.
one of these spots to talk to Xeris as well.
Ah, yes, for the signal. Kavara would look to Uslog and say, I saw you doing some sort of barbarian rage during the last fight. Is that right?
Yeah. Even I'm running low on that energy.
Are you still able to rage, or have you lost your fire?
I think I've got one more fight left in me as long as I can maintain it.
And she would nod, and she says, I, of course, have my poisons, though I doubt they will do anything against a beast like that.
So
If it
tells
is
me you are
truly...
right.
Yes, if it is truly undead, then that is half of my damage, unfortunately. But
Well, then it sounds like we've got maybe a good plan ahead of us. Then perhaps Uslog, it would be best to save your anger for the coming fight with the Nightwalker, and then we will have our celestial friend spearhead the assault while we support her as long as we can, and hopefully long enough to weaken it such that it is willing to follow us into the negative plane.
Shara says, I do have some spell energy left as well, so I could do some healing.
I apologize, my dear. I forgot you were here.
Oh, that's okay. I've
Why,
been quietly observing.
while we sit here, are there any tips or tricks that you all would like to share with the group? Any vulnerabilities? I can't. My
Do you mean
first
for the night?
Certainly.
Nightwalker.
I think I had already. I don't know whatever I knew about the Nightwalker, I had already shared, and I think that was actually quite a bit because I think I rolled a nat 20 on that.
Yeah.
So I think that
Did you? Sorry, I don't
yeah,
remember. I didn't remember
no,
that.
that's fine. I think we can assume that it has much of the same resistances and immunities that any other undead would have, if not more so. And I
So,
think that there was
Did we
specifically.
learn about mind affecting effects?
I think we
uh,
did learn about its finger of doom or something like that, which
yeah, so
is
I'll
pretty
give
fucking
you
shitty.
a quick refresher. The Night Walker is resistant to acid, cold, fire, lightning, thunder, and non-magical damage resistant. It's immune to necrotic and poison. It's immune to exhaustion, fear, grappling, paralysis, petrification, poison, prone, and restrained, because it's basically shadow or darkness. It has an annihilation aura that is a DC 21 con save, or you just take 4d6 necrotic damage any turn you start in it, and that's a 30-foot aura. If you are reduced to 0 hit points, you are killed outright. There's no unconscious, and you cannot come back to life without a wish spell.
Oh, super. Let's
Uh,
definitely doing it
Um,
without any spells. That sounds good.
um, I forgive me. I know I may come off as a bit of a psychopath, but I do know a bit about the mind, and its mind is a little bit vulnerable. If you can impose a deficit, some sort of impairment on its wisdom saving abilities, I think we might, or all in general, I think we might have a plan.
Yeah,
We
you
probably
know,
shouldn't be fighting it.
just really quick, you know that it has very low intelligence and wisdom, like on its saving
Oh,
throws.
oh,
So,
please, let me do it. Let me
Wait,
do
so
it.
did it mention being charmed and all that?
uh,
Charm monster. He did not say anything about the charm effect, and charm monster is any creature. Is any creature. That motherfucker is about to become my little plaything for an hour. Let's do it. He has low.
right until somebody hits it.
yes.
Yeah, but that no,
So,
no, no. Our friends hit it. It fails the saving throw is charmed until the spell ends or until you or your companions do anything harmful to it. Anyone else tries to do something harmful to it, kill those motherfuckers.
yeah, so
No, I
you
would
know,
assume that it's anybody in this ensemble, including NPCs, is going to be considered a companion. Like if we, as a
Yep,
collective,
exactly.
charm it.
Exactly.
Well, right. So as if you charm it and then literally anybody else causes damage to it, it's no longer
Well,
charmed.
he is
Any of
telling us about
no,
this
no, no, no,
plan.
no. Only us. The charm, like, if any of us, it's me and my companion. So anyone in this group, like the group that we go to advance on it with, that group that we are with, if any of us harm it,
yeah,
me
I
or my
Right.
think
companions,
So what are you suggesting? That you charm it and then tell it to just walk in?
we just, yeah, exactly. Be like, yo, bro, it's time to go home. I love you, man. It's been great seeing you. High five. We're coming in right after you. We're gonna go get some of your mom's shadow souffle. Let's go, bro. Yes, exactly. Like literally, we haven't. I
uh,
can.
I
yeah,
mean,
so if
it's worth a shot.
he said, yeah, I mean, when he says it, you think it could possibly work. You might want to weaken it a bit first, just so it can't come right
Yes,
back out. But if you weaken it and charm it, that might be an answer to getting it in there rather than
It
having to
wouldn't
go
pop
in
right back
yourself.
out if it was charmed. We'd close the portal, right?
Well,
it'll
it's
if we're
yeah. So when it goes back in, if it's not weakened, it might just like basically be kind of revived and come back out. So you might have to weaken it a bit still, but that might be an easy way to
and
get
it
it in there without having to
Without
fight it.
having
and
us to
if
go
we're
in.
fighting it, but if we're fighting it, it's gonna have advantage on its wisdom saving throw. So we're gonna have to have some like
Although its
negative.
wisdom is very low, so even with advantage, yeah, I mean definitely anything you can impose on
Yeah,
it would help that, but that could definitely be a plan because it has low int and wisdom from what you know, Lark.
and I can always hit him. I can hit him with a silvery barbs as well to even at least give it a flat roll.
Yeah, so that's the only downside of that plan. You would be attacking it, and then in the middle of the fight, once it's wounded, you would have to, tell everyone to stop, then cast the spell.
Tell me about this silvery barbs you mentioned. What are the
Actually,
conditions
sorry,
required
just
to?
1 sec while you guys are talking about that. Let me take a quick 5 minute. So let's
Sure.
do a quick break
Yeah.
here.
So I will link it to you real quick. So
Sure.
silvery barbs.
Well, I'm familiar with
Basically.
it out of character. I was just asking if Remy had any suggestions for how
Oh.
best to proc it.
Well, that was PC, and if I'm casting it the way that I'm casting it, there's no verbal somatic or material, so you'd never know that it was me affecting it. It would just either succeed or fail.
Right. Well, you could let us know if you were casting it, though, if you were doing it the way that you were doing it.
I could.
So let's see. When?
Worth a try.
Oh, you would
Really
have
would
to.
rather have my stuff back though.
Yeah.
I'm sure that you would, lady, and if I were you
Oh,
in
no,
his
that-
shoes, I
that
would
was
too.
me.
The one thing that concerns me is that the miasma might kill us in the next 8 hours, based on the reservations that your friend had.
That was Darcy, and I meant my stuff that they stole, that Lou stole.
So,
My-
well then,
my-
yes, I do
my-
believe that
Blame
is
Lou.
I do believe that is part of the plan is to go to this Laboratory. I think perhaps there's a chance that the laboratory and the Arden Relics office might be the same. But if they are not, then surely they are close by because one of them is east and one of them is southeast. So I think in any case, we had best go to one and then go to the other, and then deal with the Nightwalker.
Great.
Oh, so you can't actually.
No.
Oh,
You're looking at
oh,
silver. You're looking at
yeah. If it
it's
fails, then you can
combined.
do it again. Yeah. Okay.
No. Right. So it's a reaction.
Right.
So and then because of
I thought you
the
had to.
aberrant mind sorcerer.
Right.
Right.
No, I thought you had to set it up for disadvantage. I think that this actually
No,
makes
it's
it easier because
literally
you don't
broke.
have to. Yeah, you can just be like, nope,
Yeah.
try again. Okay.
As long as you burn your reaction, yeah.
Yep.
You don't have to you don't have to spend 3 sorcery points to do heightened. It's 1 sorcery point for a reaction spell. It's
Wait,
wild.
can you actually wait though? No.
What?
Wait. I was gonna say, can you use heightened on it? But I don't think it would work that way. But you could
You don't
use.
need
Well,
no, that's the whole thing is you don't need to use heightened because heightened
Nope.
costs 3 sorcery points and this
you
costs
could
1 sorcery point
do
and gives
both. If you
no,
use
but
heightened the
like
first time and it still fails, then you've
I don't
got the
think we
lowest
have
out of
heightened.
3. Oh, okay.
yeah, I don't either. But that expenditure for like resources, the whole point is like you're able to expend a lot less resources, get a better effect, and then actually if you're at the point where you're spending 4 sorcery points to get advantage on
I mean,
one saving throw,
if you
like
really need it to work, though, I would say it's not a bad investment. I mean, yeah, if you don't have it, you don't have it, so it's
I
a moot point. But
yeah, but at that point it's like I know that I would use one of the other meta magics that much more than I would use for that one time in that one situation where I really need not only silvery barbs but also heightened and burn 4 sorcery points
What's
like
going
at the
on?
same time.
oh, we're just talking about meta magic.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's again, it doesn't matter at the end of the day because you don't have it. But I think that would be a perfect use of heightened spell because it would be like the one thing that would guarantee that we don't even have to go in there. And I think the opportunity cost of using it is pretty negligible. But like you said, we don't even have it, so it does not matter.
all right.
So I think we're heading out.
Fair.
All
Yeah.
right. So
Okay.
you are hitting the button and going back into the Dungeon of Doom.
Did we get a 1 hour rest? We get a short
Oh,
rest or a
you
full rest?
taking a short rest here for another hour? Because it's
Yeah, I think so that Remy can get his sorcery points back.
I just bled all over myself. I need an hour.
it's like, look, I just
Please.
cut. It just made. I just yelled at that old man to cut my face. I need some time to recover.
Okay.
I
But
need
yeah,
to
it's about
meditate.
10 o'clock now. So if you want, you can take another hour for a short rest for Remy.
And here's a
Please.
question. I am currently down max, I think, from a vampire. I don't suppose that recovers on a short rest, does it?
No, it's a long rest.
Very well.
Could you link the item you're using? The
Are you talking about me?
yeah.
I just pasted it like just up. Look just up
Okay.
above Osalog. There's the text for it.
All right.
So the whole
All right.
it's like
So
a
this
rolling
is-
hit die.
This is the
Yeah.
first time you're using this, right?
Correct.
All right. So, because yeah, it says you can only use it once until the next dawn. So
Yep.
you do your hour as Remy recovers his 5 sorcery points and spends a hit
Thank
dice.
you. I did. I recovered my hit points.
All right. It is now 11. So you're heading out.
Okay.
You
So you press the button, opening back up the wall. It slides sideways, letting you all move out through there.
Careful. There were those vampires.
There's some.
They seem to have gone, at least for now.
And where are we headed?
East.
Yep,
East.
I believe we are headed through the door that I had closed on the way down.
Alright, so you head back up through the hallways. The miasma continues to flow.
Listening for the sound of moaning.
No moaning yet. Alright, so Chomsky and Carl walk up to the door there. And I assume you're opening it again.
Yep.
You push it inward, revealing a familiar room. Somewhere from the south, you hear a moaning noise.
Get inside.
Can I ask, what's her name? Shara? Do you want to go ahead and cast Detect Magic in case we run across the spot where the veil is thin?
Oh
I
yes.
think that was. She might be able to do it. Definitely, it was Kavara that we had spoke to earlier, but maybe Shara can too.
Actually, yeah, it is Kavara, and Kavara would say, I'm keeping an eye out for magic signatures.
Have you found anything yet?
Not other than the force fields. Nothing in the area is magical, but I'll let you know if I see something.
Thank you, ma'am.
As well, I do owe you for getting me out of that damned mirror.
I appreciate your commitment.
Alright, so it looks like this door pulls inward. These double doors, if you want to pull them open. But yeah,
Cool.
you do hear the moaning coming from somewhere to the south of here.
Does it sound directly south, like in the next room, or like far?
It sounds farther away.
Okay.
At this point.
Huh. Okay. And Kavara has not mentioned any magical signatures in this room specifically, other than the field?
No.
Okay.
So you pull the door inward, revealing a dark hallway.
Should we douse our lights?
Don't think that some of us, well, myself anyway, could see very well if we did.
Yeah. This log seems a
Slug
little
and I
really...
can't see either.
I could try to sneak ahead, Kavara says. Maybe avoid the creature if I see it and get a better readout of the landscape.
That might not be a bad idea. If you find something, do you have a way to communicate with us, or will you simply just come back?
I'll have to just come back.
Kavara, hold one moment, and I just look at her and I use a bonus action and I cast telepathic speech with her.
Fucking
so
nice.
For the next
aberrant mind,
so we can
man.
Sick. It's sick as fuck. So we can speak back and forth to each other to a number of miles, so up to 4 miles, or 4 miles, and up to
11
minutes equal
I
to your,
think.
so 11,
10 minutes.
8 minutes. 8 minutes. 8
So
minutes.
you speak to her mind?
Split. Yeah,
She
and she can speak back to me for 8 minutes up to 4 miles.
She says, "Are you a demon?"
I am close. Then she can speak back to me. She can return it. She can talk shit. I'll be like, "Hey, B, what's up?"
No, she said that in your mind when you talked to her. And she would say, not a demon, some kind of warlock.
And I just tilt my head to the side a little bit, and then, no demons here. It's all natural.
It's all natural. I mean, yes, I'm a warlock, but incidentally, that's not a thing warlocks do.
She says,
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Inside check, me.
so she would just seem a little uncomfortable with you now as she sneaks ahead into the darkness up here.
She's gone into
That's
the one
normal.
directly south.
Yeah. Well, unless you tell her to go a different way.
I don't see a reason that we need to.
She
And
says,
I just think to her, and don't forget, I'm right here.
yes, I know, she says. So she says,
Oopsies.
I've turned the corner. It seems clear. I see a doorway, and the hallway continues. That moaning's getting louder.
Move on
What
up.
is it?
To you, friend.
She says the moaning's getting louder, and that nothing else, really.
Tea at the ready then.
Okay.
Anything else?
So you move down the corridor. You don't see her within 60 feet, or if she is here, she's very well hidden. And you see there is a door here as you turn the corner, and it looks like the hallway continues. She says the corridor is very thin over here. I don't see the creature, but I do hear the moaning. And you as well would hear the moaning getting louder as you get down this hallway.
Which is it possible to tell if it looks like it's coming from here or here?
It sounds more like it's coming from down this way.
Okay.
Well, you guys want to open this door, see if our stuff's in there?
Yep. Better do it quick and better do it quiet.
Okay, I will try to open it quietly.
Alright.
I will hold a spell.
So, unfortunately, the door seems to be locked.
Oh, Chomsky.
I can scoot on up and see
Guidance.
what I can do. Are you guiding me, or
I'll
should I
guide you.
guide myself?
Perhaps you could guide yourself and the lady could guide me.
I'll guide you.
Uslug, if you don't mind, can I squeeze in there?
Yep. Oh, yep. Give me 1 second. There you go.
Are you all still following me, or should I wait? I don't see you behind me.
That was
You would
terrific.
hear that, Remy.
Oh, don't worry. I'm right here, and I will follow. Come on. She feels left alone. We need to go into the room.
I don't think she's gone inside. It's still locked, Remy.
Where the fuck is she? Oh, she went down the.
Yeah, she went
Yeah.
down the hallway. No, you would have noticed if she
Sorry.
went in the room. What did you think? She went in there and locked the door behind her?
I wasn't sure.
Fair enough.
Darling, I think I think we're stopping at the door. Maybe come back to us for a second, but don't be quiet about it, you know?
Oh,
Don't be quiet.
should I be quiet? Thanks for letting me know, she says.
Sorry.
I'm here all night
So-
for like 8 hours.
So, Lark, actually, you and Gnome, you would work together
Both 21s.
and easily open this door. Click. I assume you push it open?
It's quiet. Does it look like it pushes away from us or towards us?
Yeah, it opens inward into the room.
Okay, then I'd like to push open just a little bit so that way I can, slowly, so that I can scan the room with the door as cover.
Alright. It opens slightly, and you see a lit room that looks like it might have several arcane stations. This might be the laboratory.
Okay, I'll keep opening it.
Alright, so you open it the rest of the way, revealing a lit area, and as I said, there are several stations with tools on them for potion craft and other magical dalliances.
Can you make anything of it, Chomsky?
I bet this stuff would be better. Well, yeah. Let me look around and see what there is.
As soon as we're all inside, I'll close the door just as quietly as I had opened it.
All right.
Oh,
You
Remy,
close.
perhaps ask our friend if she's still outside or if she is inside with us. I'm not sure if she's invisible or some such.
So if you are you asking her, Remy?
Oh, where are you at?
She says, "I'm outside. It seems you've closed the door, but I can keep an eye out here just in case the creature comes."
She's gonna hang out outside in case the creature comes. If you need to be let in, just think like panic or danger, something like that.
Or we could just open the doors now.
I think she has actually a good suggestion, staying outside and keeping watch. If
Oh, that
she's
was all
able
in
to.
Remy's head anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she wants to. Um,
All right, so yeah, she says, "I'll keep a watch out." That's fine. So you're looking around here, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I'd like
Yes.
to be a part of the looking around, seeing if there's anything useful in here.
Also, from
Oh
a
wait,
perception standpoint.
she also has detect magic up though.
Yeah, she does.
Oh yeah. Well, so if you
Holy shit!
well, yeah, Sister Adelaine's on the case. So if you
wow.
want, Shara says, I as well can. Well, actually, can Shara detect magic? That's a good question. Let me double check that.
We might need 2 instances of it if it only lasts for.
Well, it's certainly been
Yes.
less than 8 minutes because
So-
we've still got the mental connection with Remy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So she says, I can
8 hour.
detect magic if you wish.
If you don't
right.
mind,
So
I think it'd be very helpful to see what in here is spectacular and what is not.
So her eyes glow for a moment. She points to this
Oh.
desk over here. She says, "There's several things under that alchemy station, and underneath the. Sorry, what?
I shall look.
Well, underneath the alchemy station, you would see what looks like a crate that kind of clinks a bit when you go to move it. There's something. Sounds like maybe something glass inside of it."
Woo. Cool. Go ahead.
So you pull the wooden crate out. It looks like it is sealed, but yeah, it sounds like there's something, probably glass, inside this.
These might be some alchemist tools. Can I open up this crate?
Sure. You open the crate up. It looks like it was partially opened already. Inside, you find 5 glass vials with magical, well, most likely potions of some kind.
They look familiar.
I don't know if they look familiar to you.
Is there a way for me to quickly see if I have any idea what these potions could be?
Actually, let me check something real quick. One of these might look familiar. So that would be. Yes, actually, one of these is a potion that was in your bag of holding. It looks like the potion marked as radiant resistance. The other 4, you're not sure what they do. Now, Noam Chomsky, do you have a herbalist kit? Or do you have herbalism?
I do not have herbalism. I have alchemy.
All right. So if you had some time with your alchemy tools, I'll say probably 10 minutes for each potion, you could identify what they are.
I
Do
think
you want
we
me to just
should.
put them in the bag of holding for now? So
I
that.
think that's the way to go.
Okay.
I agree.
So,
And
So-
when we find a nice little place to rest up tonight, we'll have fun with these.
So, potion of radiant resistance and 3 unidentified potions.
4 unidentified, because there are 5 of them.
Shara, is there anything else in this room that your eyes detect?
She is looking around.
Javelin shaped, sparkling with lightning.
Uh,
Just curious.
yeah. Sorry, I'm just looking at something, if any of this would be... Alright. So she would say, looks like there's some more auras coming from this desk over here. And on that desk, if you took a look, there are magical components, refined essences, 200 gold pieces worth in vials.
Arcane?
Yeah,
In
arcane,
vials.
sorry. I'll say there's 2 vials. Each one has 100 gold pieces worth of arcane components in it.
Okay.
There's
All right.
there's also looks like 3 more potions. Again, unidentified though.
Okay. All right, I'll add all that to the bag of holding.
All right. So she would then point at this table and say, "I think there's something magical under that cloth."
Lift the cloth.
With the cloth.
There is a javelin there that looks very familiar.
Ah! There
It's
you
a
go.
shiny.
It's very sparkly with lightning.
I was supposed to see a holy symbol +2.
No, there's no holy symbol.
How
She's
about a broom? Look around for broom.
Oh yeah.
so she continues looking around. Adeline, you're kind of searching this area here.
Yeah, sure.
So you would find a couple of books here that looks like they may be recipes for making certain magical items.
Okay.
Heavy
How many
breathing.
There are some general recipes to make +1 magical items. Just kind of standard uncommon magical items. Like weapons, I mean, sorry. Magical weapons. There is a formula there for a necrotic potion, potion of necrotic resistance to craft that. And there is looks like some religious essence, another 100 gold pieces worth of
Refined?
religious components. Yeah, not essence.
Okay, I'm just adding all this to the bag of holding, guys, for now.
Thank you.
Just sliding it all into the bag of holding. Shh, shh. It also looks like there are some scrolls on this table, which have a magical aura coming from them.
Okay.
Do you want to undo the ivory tubes and take a look inside? There are 3 of them.
No, I'll just collect them for now.
All right.
3 scroll cases.
Yes. And give me a D10 roll, someone. What did you get? 9. Oh. So you would see, or actually not you, but shoot, I just forgot her name.
Her?
Shara, yes. Shara would say, "This is odd. I see something coming from the wall over here, but it doesn't seem like there's anything there."
We'll go have a look.
Alright, so she would point at part of the wall here. and say, "It seems like there's a magical aura. Maybe something's inside the wall."
I'm gonna go look.
So this will require investigation or perception, since you already have the spot to look in. Actually, no, it would just be investigation, not perception, because you have to
Chomsky,
figure
do
out
you
how
want to
to.
come and have a look here?
What is
Ew.
this? What is this?
So with a 20, it looks like there are buttons that you have to push in that you believe might do something. Spots in the
Ooh,
wall that
more
look like they
buttons.
were just rocks appear to click when you push on them, and there are 3 of them. You might have to push all 3 at the same time.
I'm gonna let the party know there's buttons here, and then I'm gonna push all 3 at the same time.
So everyone backs up. You push the buttons, there is a click, and the wall slides open, revealing a crossbow.
Ooh, crossbow.
She
Ooh,
Uh,
says,
sweet.
yeah, that's the aura.
What's the magical signature that you see coming off of it?
So she concentrates and she says, that is an. I want to say that's. What would that be? I hate magical item signatures.
I
You know what I hate? Not
don't
getting
think
that.
any DM does. Nobody likes them.
Let me see if I can figure it out. Let's see. Let's say transmutation, maybe.
Question mark.
Yeah, we'll go with that. It seems
Okay.
the materials may be enhanced in some way.
Lark, you want this? It's too big for me. I'm just a little tiny gnome.
Let me take a look. What style of crossbow does it appear to be?
It is a. I think it's a light crossbow. Let me see. Yeah, light crossbow.
Ah, this looks pretty neat. Shara, do you have any indication about what sort of magics are upon it other than the school? Or will it require more time to find out?
Can I look at it with Arcana? Or
You would have to do identify at this point, or take an hour
okay,
to
that's what I figured.
examine it.
Yeah.
Well, not knowing specifically what it does, perhaps now I'll just strap it to my back, and then I'll use the one I've got for the moment. I'd hate to start firing off things that I don't know what they do.
Sounds very smart.
And Shara says, I don't think there's anything else magical in here.
Very well.
I'm still gonna have another look for brooms.
Brooms!
Brooms.
My broom bag.
No, you don't see any brooms in here. It might be elsewhere.
Best we get a move on then. I'll, does it, as I approach the door, I'd like to just take a listen if there are any moaning sounds coming from outside of it.
No, actually, you don't hear any moaning now.
None at
Seems
all.
like if maybe the creature went farther in or went somewhere else.
Interesting. Okay. I'll then open the door toward me slowly.
Alright, so you pull the doors inward as they make a slight creaking noise. Opening back out into the hall.
Do I see Kavara out here?
You do not.
Remy, would you mind touching base with our friend to see if you know where she's gone?
You were supposed to tell me if you wandered away. Where are you?
She does not answer.
I think she might be in trouble.
Has it been
Well,
more
that
than
is
8
not
minutes?
that does not bode well for us.
Yeah, how long were we in there?
You were only in there like maybe probably 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. So it was the connection was broken.
Do you sense if the connection's broken? I didn't
I
see
will go
anything
ahead and
about
show
that.
you.
She could be in some sort of anti-magic area as well.
Perhaps, or perhaps it's been
Yeah.
too long. Who knows?
Dare we hop around this corner?
So the corner leads into a thin hallway that heads north. That seems to have doors every 15 feet or so.
I will pass that along to the party.
Let's check it out then.
We're still looking
Uh,
for what a portal. That's what we're doing.
Oh yeah, Fakavara is the one who. Well, Shara is around now, right?
Yeah, she says, I'm looking out for magic signatures.
should we open the doors or leave them? Cool. I'll open this door here.
Alright, so you open that door. It is not locked. It opens inward into what looks like a small bedroom of some kind. There is a bed in here. This might be some kind of barracks bunk. Looks like a couple people could have slept in here at some point, but no one's in here right now.
I will pass that along. Ask anybody if they want to check it out.
Shara, do you see anything?
And Shara looks around. She says, no, I think it's clear.
Best we open them one at a time then, quick as we can.
Open up this one.
So give me a d20 roll.
Oh,
As it's kind of a dangerous area. Anyone with a 13 or over would suddenly hear a moaning coming from somewhere behind you, back in the direction you came from.
I
Time to
cast
go.
silent image. I cast silent image and wall it off right there, so that it looks like it just ends right there.
Just at this turn here.
I cut Lark off. It makes the bottom of him be the last square in the line from the left.
Oh, south of him. So like
Yeah,
right here.
yeah. This is I make this a
Okay.
Like right here.
yeah
So you make a
I'll
wall
sneak
appear
inside.
there.
wall there. Silent image, and then put my finger up to my lips, and I just like
All right.
jingle along behind them.
I will. I'll as the group is moving forward, I'm going to be moving slowly backwards with my crossbow trained on the hallway behind us.
Okay. So yeah, you pass by another door here. Uh,
Did we
and
open this one up?
you have not yet. Do you want to open it?
yeah, I was going to, and then
Oh yeah,
I had
Uslag did.
20 roll. I thought it was to see what was behind the door.
All right. So you push it inward, revealing another bunk of some kind. Looks like more beds in here. Looks like an old, a nightstand next to the bed and a small chest at the foot of the bed, probably like a soldier's, whatever they're called.
Foot's chest.
Yeah, like a foot chest.
Shara, do you see anything?
Who was that question to?
Shara?
She looks and says, "No, I think, I don't think there's anything magical here."
Okay, let's move up.
You said there's a chest.
Can I bust the chest open?
It's locked, but yeah, you can make a check to try to open it.
That would be cool. I'm gonna guide myself first.
The moaning gets louder.
Uslag, open the next door while Chomsky's doing that.
Will do.
Alright, so you pop this chest open. It seems like there is a crossbow and some bolts in here. Again,
Cool.
a light crossbow.
I will grab the bolts
Okay.
and leave the crossbow behind.
Uslag, you open the door, and another bunk is revealed to you.
Okay. Anything? Yeah. No chests or anything.
No, this one appears empty.
All right. Let's keep
Oh,
going.
Shara, looking.
Yeah, Shara says no. It's there's nothing magical. So you're moving
Carnage.
up
Check
the
it.
hallway
Hastily.
more.
Yep.
All right.
As we're moving up the hallway, does the silent image does not appear to be disturbed? Anything coming through it, etc.
No, so far there's nothing there. However, a moment later, as you start stepping down the hall, a
Go 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 go!
shadowy creature just seems to walk to the edge and look north as if confused.
Oh, it just stops. Okay, good. Then I'll just say no. I will not say what I said then.
Remy, can you get anything from Kavara? What's her name?
I just look at her wide-eyed, like, and tired, and put my finger up to my lips and just go,
Yeah, Remy does not seem to get any. Or if you did try, she does not reply to you. Another
Cool.
room is
yeah,
revealed.
and I shake my head and just say no, but like still wide-eyed and like finger
I
up
was
to my lips,
whispering.
like, okay,
Anything in
fair.
here?
No, this seems like another bunk. You would notice, Lark, that the shadowy creature seems to be kind of turning its head back and forth, as if confused by the strange wall. It then kind of puts its hand up, which goes right through it.
I'm gonna use my action to manipulate it, and I'm gonna leave the middle area open, and I'm gonna create another wall just above that, so it looks like if he goes through it,
All right,
he
so he
just.
would indeed float through it, then kind of stop here as if confused again.
Uh,
I think we need to go.
All right, so you continue
I'm
north.
I'm gonna toss one of those pebbles after I activate it, touch it to activate it into this room.
Okay, now does that go off right away, or how does that work?
I think it does go off right away. So that might not be a good idea. I might hold on to that.
Okay, so you're about to throw the pebble in, and you think, maybe I'll wait.
Let's get around the corner.
So you open this door here, seeing another bunk, and yeah, the hallway seems to open into a larger area with two visible doors. One to the west and one to the north.
This seems like a good place to ambush.
I don't think this is where we want to be ambushing it because this is not where the rift is.
That is true.
Well, we should look in these doors, see if the rift's in there.
Yeah.
I agree.
Let's.
Does
One
this door here appear to be locked?
one moment. Suddenly to the south, the torch would go out.
Oh, it's shadows.
Yeah, it seems almost like it was suddenly consumed by darkness. So what are you doing with the doors?
I want to see if this one appears to be locked.
The north one is not locked, and neither is the west one, as far as you can tell.
Does the west one? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'll open the west one slowly. And if it opens away from me, I'll attempt to use it as cover as I enter the room. Or
It
look.
seems to open into some kind of forge area. You see there are a bunch of weapons, and yeah, it looks like a forge in here.
Okay. I will give everybody the okay hand signal, and I'll wave them in.
Tara, do you see anything?
So there are a bunch of weapons in here. You would also notice two armor racks with armors on them. It looks like one of them is actually plate mail. And the other one is what looks like a breastplate.
Any shields?
Does Shara see anything on them?
Shara would look and say that breastplate is magical. There is a shield in here as well, though it doesn't seem to have any magic coming from it.
Cool.
Okay.
I will take the shield.
All right,
I'll stop.
Is breastplate medium?
it
Yes.
is.
I'll put the breastplate into the bag of holding.
All right, so you quickly
hold on.
pull the breastplate off of the armor stand and just drop it right into the bag of holding.
If we are all in here, I'd like to close the door behind us.
All right, Shara would say that greatsword over there also looks magical.
Oh, is it does it look like Xeris' old sword?
It does.
Oh, I'll take
Close the
that.
door behind you.
It's actually
So you
Keep
take
it.
the great sword, and
What is
yeah,
that great sword? Since we
Plus-
already had identified it, it's a plus what?
+2. So Islog hates to admit it, but it's a little bit better than something.
Okay. So you're gonna carry it? I'll just say that it's with you.
Yeah, I already had it in my inventory. It was given.
all right.
Okay.
And Shara would say, "Looks like that glaive over there. That's magical too."
I'm gonna look for broom.
There is unfortunately no broom in the forge area.
Glaive.
Hey, y'all, and he's just kind of like scratching himself on the neck. I really like the look of that half plate.
Or breastplate.
I know I could use
We don't
breast.
know what it does yet, though, Remy. So it could be cursed, or it could be something that's useful for someone.
Can
Depending
we
on the
grab
build.
it?
Yeah,
No, I
It's already in the
already
bag.
put it in the bag of holding.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet. All right. Sweet,
Yeah,
sweet,
I'm
she
sweet.
gonna
grabbed
put the
it.
glaive in there too.
Great.
So
Ooh, that
the
might be dangerous
the
if
glaive.
a pokey thing breaks the.
It's a bag of holding.
Well, the glaive does have a pointy end. It could rupture the bag.
Oh, for the love of God! I'll
Is there anything around here that I can use to make a cover for the pointy end really quickly?
I'm gonna
Uh,
tear a piece of cloth off my robe and wrap it around the pointy end.
I think I should start keeping track of how many pieces of cloth you tear off that robe.
First one I've torn off, actually.
Fair enough.
I think we used one of Rune's old dresses.
So I
once.
was gonna say before you do that, there is a rag over here that looks like it might be used for cleaning. You might be able to use that to tie up the end of the glaive.
I'm gonna hand that to Sister Adelaide.
All right, so
Alright.
I'll say you quickly wrap it up, and at
I'll
this
use my
point you would start to hear,
bandaging skills.
you'd start to hear moaning coming from the south.
Is this where we make our stand?
No, this is
No.
not where we make our stand, because this is not where the rift is.
Let's
Yeah,
go
we need-
Cool.
quickly to the other door.
All
Wait.
right, you gonna rush out?
Yeah, no, I just ran to the door like usual. So can you get me out the door?
Yeah.
Never
did-
met a wall I didn't want to run into.
or at a wall you can get stuck on. All right. So what do you want to do? It sounds like it's getting closer.
Want to
You're gonna.
listen to Lara because he was going to be smart.
Just wait. Everybody be quiet. There's a handful of things that can happen here. Either it's going to walk up, see that it can't go anywhere else and walk down, or it's going to go into this room or the other room. But if we go out there, we are going to fight it, and this is not where we want that fight to happen if we can help it.
Was it the Nightwalker? Or was
Yes,
it
it
just
was.
a shadowy figure?
Oh no. No, it was a Nightwalker for sure.
So the sound gets closer.
I'm going to put my light out.
Alright, so you extinguish your light. Give me stealth checks if you're trying to hide your presence in here.
I'm trying.
And I assume you're putting
I
all
don't
your lights
think-
out.
I don't think I should. I don't think I should get disadvantage if I'm not moving for my stealth check. Oh, God. Right.
Alright, so what do we have?
I do have my crossbow trained on the door, but
All right.
Wow. Shit's about to go down. Allegedly.
We don't know where the
Remy
witch
casts silent image on himself.
I mean,
And
we do
turns
know that
himself.
his wisdom is pretty shit, so hopefully this is good enough. But I don't know.
I'm another furnace. I'm a furnace just like that furnace.
If I had magic, I could cast silence, but
So you see or you hear the moaning get very loud as if the creature might be just outside the door. And it kind of stops there for a moment. It would stand there momentarily, and then you hear it continue moving forward.
I was so afraid you were just leave Sonic here and be like, okay, it's 11:30.
It is about 8:30, but yes, no, it continues walking down the hall. It didn't seem to come into this room for whatever reason.
So it
Went
sounds like it
north?
continued walking north.
Yeah.
Just wait.
Another moment passes, and you would see the door suddenly start to open.
Fuck.
Oh.
Can
I
Carl
I'm
try
I
to
I
open
moved
the
my
door?
I
Sorry,
moved
what?
my silent image. I moved my silent image to there.
You
I'm
making just
crawling under this
a wall?
table.
A wall. A wall.
Alright, so the door pushes open, and you see Butcher standing there.
Oh my god.
I knew it was
Ew.
He says, a room
Wait.
with a wall in the middle of it. What strange architecture.
Uslug just like reaches out and pulls him into the wall. Like, get in here.
What the? Ah! Even as an undead, he's a bit surprised by that.
Closes
What
the door.
the? And then you close the door. Alright, so this might be a good place to stop because we are at 8:30. But yeah, we can continue next week as we get closer to the final confrontation with the Nightwalker.
Dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Why don't we do
Dun, dun,
MVP
dun.
votes?
Will the brave heroes ever get a rest? We'll see you next.
Never.
The answer is no.
Lou
Yeah,
doesn't
apparently
believe in
not.
long rests.
Long. Hey,
Or
you're
rest.
in a deadly shadow area. There's no sleeping.
There's no sleeping here.
There's no sleeping here.
Sleep is for the weak.
Sleep is for people in safe places. You should have thought about that before you got thrown in with the Shadow Walker. Lark, with 3 votes, you are MVP. Congrats.
Congrats.
Thank you so much.
I think
Congrats.
that's the second week you got it.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Get those
I'm stacking
inspiration
up.
points.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Well, yeah. Hopefully everyone had fun, and we'll pick this up next time.
See y'all
Sorry.
next week.
Sorry, you all haven't
See y'all
gotten a
next week.
chance to long rest yet.
You're not
Later.
sorry at all.
I'm saving that one rage for the
Save
shadow.
that rage. I'm really mad. All right.
Take care, y'all.
All right. Night,
Night.
everybody. I'm taking notes, so I'll be here a while.
So I probably won't be here, but I might be here. But if I'm not here, I may be here toward the end. But I'll set Ian up so that he has access to my sheet in case you need to use anything.
In
Yep.
case you need some Adeline goodness.
We will need Madeline goodness next
You'll
week.
Oh, I'm
probably
sure we will.
probably
I
need
don't know.
some Adeline
What
goodness.
I think it's very fortunate that we met that Celestial, because like legitimately, like her death is not permanent, and actually it gets her where she wants to go anyway. So that's
Birds must have-
convenient.
Cannon fodder.
No, I respect her, but if she wants to go home, I'm not opposed to letting her get there quicker.
It saves our asset.
Oh yeah.
I want my broom. I'm not leaving this place without my broom, Lou.
Even that broom.
We'll find it.
It's my only magical item up until my Amulet of the Devout +1, +2, +3.
and just random extra wisdom that you get.
Oh, without.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's very rare, man. I'm all about that shit.
Especially when I stack them.
Yeah,
just kidding.
exactly.
Yeah. Fucking manuals and
Where's my
tomes
+3
are
amulet
jam.
with my wisdom of 22? Why can't I have it all?
Why
I
can't
see
I
what
have
you're
my
doing
wisdom?
over there. I see what you're doing.
One feature in D&D that I was previously familiar with but had forgotten until I was making some more sheets was sharpen the blade from the Kensei subclass, which if you want to spend the chi for it, will basically you can make a weapon a +3, and I'm just like, ah man, guaranteeing that you have a +3, that's pretty dope.
I want that.
Oh yeah, it's a wild time.
This dog's gonna multi-class now.
Yeah, I have him whipped up as a an option for the old switcheroo in one of the other games. Because I think that'd be a lot of fun to play. I can't say I've never actually done. He's actually going to be. I'm really leveraging his like the agile parry function and trying to make him into a tank basically. He'll still be won't have a he'll have like a middling amount of HP, but I'm really leaning heavily into armored class. But yeah, agile parry is a lot of fun as well. It kind of it slows down your damage dealing capacities, but being able to add,
That's
plus.
a fighter subclass? Is that right?
No, it's a monk.
Oh, monk.
Yep.
Well,
So
samurai.
yeah, samurai is the. You've never played a monk?
No, I played one briefly in Pathfinder for
Yeah.
like 2 sessions.
Yeah,
I played monk with Dark Sun, and it was.
Yeah, Way of the Open Hand I think is the most like mechanically valuable one. Like it's hard to argue with the Way of the Open Hand, but Kensei is really fun. If you want to sort of dive into this weapon mastery type thing, all of the like subclass like leveled features ultimately boil down to just letting you have more Kensei weapons.